can we get canceled today?
Well, we're shooting on LinkedIn today too, so that's we'll see how
We got to be professional.
professional.
Yeah, we got to be
Capital P.
upstanding citizens here when to be talking about things. And but again, how quickly can we get canceled?
You know what? It's surprise. It wasn't there a time when the canceling happened almost every week. You'd hear a story where someone got canceled for blurting something out, and it's not so much anymore.
This is the thing, when it comes to the cancel culture, okay, it was a fantastic time for people who felt they were victimized and they can get their comeuppance on the people who were oppressing them or whatever it might be. But then it very quickly turned into, even the people who were doing the canceling were getting canceled, and they didn't like it very much.
No, and it's funny because it's to me it's that I know you're what am I or whatever, like remember that.
Yeah,
like, I'm rubber, you're glue.
I'm rubber, you are glue. Yeah.
Can we bring that back?
There's the thing. Where did we lose all the resiliency that people tend to, or we used to have? And I mean, I'm not saying things were inherently better, because there was a lot of times when, like even in the 80s, 90s, or whatever, it's like people were equally sensitive about stuff, right?
No, we weren't.
Not to this degree, okay? Just not to the degree. I mean, we did have McDonald's pizza, and like.
Well, that did something, because McDonald's pizza, I believe, was that a gong?
No, it wasn't. It was not a gong. Where's your gong?
I keep on. It's in my cart, and I really just need to get it. Maybe when we fire up the.
What does a gong even cost?
It depends what size, and I'm trying to figure out how big of a gong I need for any time you do something remotely Asian or math on the podcast.
Well, it should be this. It should be. No, it won't get a lot of math. It should be a small gong then. The smallest, most pathetic one ever. Or really big. Yeah.
Well, there's two. There's one where I can just hold it up and go ting, or there's the big one that I could have behind me that I could like smack with a hammer. And I don't know how ridiculous.
Have you seen how expensive those are? Like, they're a lot of money. I mean, you can just symbol, I guess, right? It's not the same.
I don't want to insult your heritage by using a symbol. I'm going to use a gong.
Okay. Here you go. Here's a vintage Chinese gong on eBay. Okay, it's 4 pounds, is 16 inches around, is $271.
Is it made in China?
It says vintage Chinese.
Anything could be vintage Chinese. A Sony Walkman would be a vintage Chinese item.
It's vintage, but I mean, it's from the United States. I don't know what that means. So it's probably as vintage as you're going to get.
They got it from China.
China.
Right? We had things like, remember when we used to insult each other and it was fun?
Oh, that was the best time when you can
look for one on Temu. Hang on, we got.
Oh, hold on. Is that a good option? I never even thought Temu. Yeah, for a gong.
I would imagine that they would have great gongs on Temu. It just seems like the sort of thing they'd have.
Do you miss the Gong Show?
I'm too young for.
You remember that? No, you're not. You can't be too young. I remember the Gong Show. Like, not very well. Like, I remember it being on.
I think that it was one of those things that was on.
Oh, Channel 7. It was on Channel 7.
You had cable.
Yeah, so no, I had pirate satellite back in the day. So that was a whole different. You can get a gong here. It's a multi-size gong. It's $15, and you can get your name on it.
I'd have to put your name on it.
Hey, no, that's offensive.
Why? No, it's not.
No, it's not. It's kind of cool, I guess.
Jay-on's gong?
You're
Jay Gong?
The big gong. Yeah.
The big gong.
The big gong. There we go.
What I find interesting is that we can sit here and chirp at each other all day long, and no one's going to have a problem with it. However, if I were to say something about you solo,
right,
I'm the asshole.
Well, it depends.
Not that I was saying anything mean, but if I said, yeah, I know, but
it depends who you're saying it to.
There's where it is.
Like, there's the thing. You got to read the room a little bit, and if you're saying it to the wrong person, you might not get the best results. Right? Your mileage may vary on that one.
Yeah, 100%. I think.
And also, is it true?
If it's true, then how can you possibly be offended by it or canceled? Like, if that's the truth, it's the truth,
right?
My grandfather, I remember the 80s were a great time because my grandfather, old Ukrainian, And his favorite saying when he thought someone was just an idiot, he goes, "That guy just got shit for brains." That was his
Yeah.
thing. He would say it. I
Yeah.
remember I can hear his accent when he says it right now. He's got shit for brains. Like, really? Why can't we bring those back? Like those insults that kind of meant it. Like, you're an idiot and I'm calling you out.
Everyone's just way too sensitive about that sort of things. Like God, like okay, like even back when we were going to like the bar and you had a disagreement with somebody and you get in their face or whatever, and is
Mhm.
yeah, you're a fucking jerk. No, you're a fucking jerk. And this is about as far as it got, right?
That's about it.
And nowadays, someone's going home crying.
Well, someone in the crowd is gonna be like, "My father was a jerk and I miss him and he left me 5 years ago." Okay,
Yeah,
you know what?
yeah.
How am I supposed to know your story?
There's the thing, like, and you'll see that online a lot, where people are talking about whatever it might be, and somebody is always going to chirp up, and they usually have blue hair or something like that. You can't say that, you don't know their story. It's like I don't care.
What gets me is when you have, and it's the somebody with the best intentions.
Yeah,
Like, if your intentions were sound and you said something that somebody didn't quite like, your intentions were there. You
yeah,
meant you were saying the right thing, and the wrong person heard it, or the wrong person interpreted it weird, and
yeah.
they suddenly get on their bandwagon. Like, great example of you saw what I put up the other day about the garbage day, right?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, yeah,
So that was a twofold thing, and it's amazing how people will pop onto one part of it.
yeah,
So I said, and you might have read it, I've been living here for 13 years. Never in the history of the time that I've lived here has the garbage ever been collected earlier than 9 a.m.
yeah.
Sometimes
That
2 in the
I'd
afternoon.
say that's a rarity. Yeah,
Right. So I hear the truck. I'm like, what the hell? And I run out in my house code,
yeah.
sans anything else under said house code. Okay.
Flapping in
And
the wind.
yeah. So I run out and I'm like, he's right there. And I'm waving and I'm like, hey, can you anything? The dude sees me in the side view mirror. And all I need you to do is stop. Give me 10 seconds. I'll even put it into position.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
he just keeps on going on. I'm like, dude, I'm right here. Don't tell me you didn't see a 250-pound bald dude running down like 20 feet from your truck,
yeah,
waving at you and being like, hey, can you please?
yeah,
And I'm apologizing. I'm like, I'm sorry, I've never seen you come this early. And just kept on going. And what happened was you have everybody pouncing on it, saying, and putting the rules of, well, it could be up at 6 a.m. I know that. I know that. Okay.
yes, yeah.
However, never, ever, 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 ever has it ever been the case. Right.
Exactly.
So am I blaming the rules? No, I get that. I understand, but read the whole part of it and say, wait a minute, you were right behind his truck and he didn't even stop for a second.
Yeah,
Like that was the point. But
yeah.
people will take whatever they want out of it. Oh, Garth, waving at you, house coat open. Yeah, it was cold.
So it was kind of like
Objects in mirror are much smaller than they appear.
yeah, right. So it was like that scene from what was that? Basketball when they're interview talk and every time they turned, they'd knock something over.
Oh, God. I wish. No, I'm not that impressive by any stretch of the imagination. But people will take what they want out of whatever they hear.
So people were criticizing you for frantically running after a guy.
No,
Did
for
they?
not for not reading I guess the city of Brandon's rule sheet on 6 a.m. However, I've seen people have their garbage out the day before, get a letter from the city. So I'm like, I never take it out the
Right.
night before. I take it out that morning, and usually before I take the kids to school. It doesn't matter. And was I that upset? No, I was like, dude, just stop. I'm like right here. Just give me 10 seconds of your time.
Yeah. So they
And
never stopped, eh?
no, which whatever. It
That's
happened.
fine.
Just
But
throw all
you
the
know
garbage in
what?
the recycling bin and go.
That's like that was a scene from Spider-Man, wasn't it? Where Spider-Man's like chasing after the bus and they're all laughing at him. Even the bus driver is like,
It
"You're a
kind of felt
loser."
like that. It
Yeah,
kind of felt like I
yeah,
missed the bus there. And again,
yeah,
hey, on me for sure. It can get up. It can happen that early. It's never happened, but
yeah,
whatever. But what I'm saying is people are going to extrapolate whatever they want, whatever they can pick apart. They're going to do that.
yeah,
And that's
yeah.
fine. I also think that there's, and again, I'm a big Gary V fan, and I think he's
Of
fantastic. But
course,
I
yes.
do believe that anybody that takes the time to write a negative comment on anybody's posts is kind of a piece of shit.
Well, it is really easy to do that. That's the thing. Because negativity. gets attention. You know, you can put something up there and people are going to harp on it and get upset about something because they know someone else is going to jump on there. Heaven forbid that somebody's going to chirp into something positive, because nobody likes that. People like getting the attention, the people validating their negative energy and feeling good about themselves, which is a weird thing, feeling good about something bad.
You know what? I feel better about me when I say something nice.
Yeah.
And I don't think, correct me if I'm wrong. Have you ever seen me put anything negative out as far as a comment on someone's post? Never.
No, maybe we should start.
Could you imagine? Just tears.
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
just start putting out in people's comments, I don't agree with this. I'm unfollowing you.
Clutching my pearls.
My God. Like,
please do.
God. Yeah.
It's, and the thing is, you got to remember this. Social media is a funny thing. And that, one, either people overshare and whatever, overshare, knock yourself out. Or you see someone that doesn't post very often and they do. You know how much it took for them to post that? Like it's not easy to put something out there. Some people, it's very natural, very easy. Some people, they're scared to do it. They hit it. And the first thing they get, could you imagine if this was your first ever post? You just got a Facebook account, a TikTok, whatever it is, or a professional like LinkedIn, since we're up on LinkedIn. Could you imagine if you put up your first post and you have some positives? Hey, good to be out here. Good to see you. And then you got some asshole that just needs to pick something, find something, and magnify that little error or whatever it might be. Why? Like, is that what your day is? Really?
Some people, like I posted something on Facebook once. It was a video for it was like doing like behind the neck extensions for helping with shoulder problems.
Sure.
And I said skull crushers. Okay, instead of French press.
I call them skull crushers. What's the problem?
It's the same thing. It's just the inclination that we're talking about. That's the only difference.
Right.
Well, I had a couple people just harping on it. One guy shared it as like stupid effing influencers. They don't know what the hell they're talking about. I was like, why are you sharing it then?
You shared it. you just broadened my audience. Thank you. And
thank you. This is great.
And here's the thing. Let's just say that person that shared it and was trash talking it. Let's just say that they're gym rats, right?
Yeah.
Like, let's say I shared it. Well, here's the thing. 90% of the people that understand what they're doing are going to like what you just did.
That's the thing. Stop using the
harping. Oh, sorry.
Mr. Gregging. We'll call it gregging instead. So is that better for you?
It's not what you say that offends them. It's what they hear that they find offensive.
Well, you are correct. A lot of times that sort of thing is based on, what their interpretation of everything. And it's a weird little power struggle sometimes, right? People have some really weird communication issues.
I think that it's turning around. I really do. I would say in the last year, it's changed a bit.
I don't know, because I remember this sort of stuff, like people having weird communication stuff even years ago. Like, I remember I dated this one girl years ago before I got married to my wonderful wife there. And we were invited to a party, right? She's listening to me, I swear. And so she never told me. Okay. And I heard about it from the person who invited us. They're like, oh, you're coming on the weekend? I'm like, to what? And he's like, well, to the party. I told your girlfriend about it. I'm like, I haven't heard anything about this.
Right.
Like, oh God. Like, am I invited? Am I not invited? They're like, oh yeah, you're absolutely invited. Come on over. Right. I'm like, okay, sure. So I never heard anything about it from the girl. Right. Until the day of the party. Right.
Okay.
And she goes to me, don't forget the party tonight. And I'm going, what party? So I said, what party? And she goes, the party at so-and-so's house. I told you about it. And I said, actually, you didn't. They told me about it, but you never told me. Right. And this is now comes what she says. I see a lot from people. She goes, well, I told you, but I probably just told you in a way that only I understood. There we go.
Like proper English or
right.
Here's
English. But like that's how people's communication is, especially on social media now.
Right. So you beat around the bush. I am the worst. Kelsey will say this a million times over. I'll mention something, and generally I'm doing 50 other things at once, and then I assume that it was heard.
Right.
That it's not, because I'm clearly babbling a bunch about a bunch of other shit, and I'm like, "Bleh," and that comes out. So in my mind, I've said it. It must have registered, and I keep on going. And then the day of, I'm like, "Hey, you never told me that you wanted to go there or do this." I'm like, "Yeah, I did." Communication skills are shit. Like mine.
Well, stop harping on her.
Oh, dude,
Like,
you're gonna get canceled.
Yeah.
No, right. I do think that we live in a time where, oh, there we go.
Yeah.
We do live in a time where people are. We used to be tougher, more resilient.
Yeah.
Then we got soft as baby shit, and we're starting. I think the sun's coming out and those turds are drying out, and we're starting to get a little tougher because I don't care if there's a troll. I could care less about trolls. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Don't bother.
I try not to read comments. When I post videos, I try not to read them. I might scan over them to comment on something, but I generally don't like to read them whatsoever.
Oh, and you could just delete them. Like, that's the funny thing is, it's not a tattoo. Like, it's not. You say something completely ignorant, blip, it's gone. It's like,
you can just take it away. It's not a big deal. It's like, oh, hey, buddy, you're gone. See you later.
Yeah, bye. But no, I think that there are things that we say, like, if you say something like, and you know how some of the joke starts, like, you know what? I don't want to sound racist, but they're going to sound pretty racist. Like, whatever they're about to say is the most ignorant shit they've ever said.
But you know what? I like saying that statement. Okay. When I want people to listen close. Because if you say that, they're going to focus right in on what you're saying. Right?
I'm Jayon, and thank you. This is my TED Talk.
Hey, Quentin, you know what? I don't want to be that racist guy. I've got your attention right now, but here we go. Right?
This is gonna sound. Remember those people?
That's why I like Bill Burr so much. Because he'll go there, right?
He'll go there, but it's not a matter. Are you being that if you're putting a spotlight on something that perhaps does happen?
Yes.
Right. Yes. And how is that enough to send people over the edge? And I'm not saying be overtly like that, but
I mean, there's one thing to be like I showed the one video where he's talking to Conan O'Brien,
right,
and he's like, I'm going to tell you a joke or whatever, you're going to get offended because you're supposed to, right, because you've been told you're supposed to. And his joke was, about a guy who beat the crap out of his girlfriend, right? And his wife was really upset. So he goes, well, I wonder what the last thing she said was. Right? And that wasn't even the funny part of the joke. He said then later, a week later, his mother-in-law was over. And she goes, I wonder what the last thing she said was. And it's like, okay, that's funny because everyone's kind of thinking it. Yeah, it's not okay to be talking about spousal abuse and all that stuff. It's not acceptable whatsoever. But
if you can make light of, it's hard to make light of that. But I get it. It's a comedian. And here's the thing: every joke has to have a punchline. Every punchline has to have a victim on the other end.
A victim, yeah.
Right. So that's where I believe that even the self-deprecating humor works because you're making fun of yourself.
Yes. Like there's a thing with humor. Like there's a statement in comedy, and you're probably more.
Yeah, I'm good.
What happened there?
I have no idea.
Okay, so you're more aware of comedy than I am because you've actually done comedy. It's okay to punch up, but not okay to punch down, right?
I didn't do great comedy. You talk about the time that I did one stand-up.
Yeah, you should do it again.
I should. Why is my chat gone? See, this is what happens when I
don't know. I see my chat.
You can see your chat?
I see chat there.
I can't see I don't see any words. All I see is the box.
On the other hand, it's not moving, so either nobody's talking or it's just stuck. So one of the two. So
there's people watching.
If you're listening,
people hanging
out. So people hanging out and checking things out.
There are people hanging out. But no, I think that when you have a society that there was a time when you took a jab at me and I took a jab at you and then it was over. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
But the fact that there are things that people have said, like, what are the two worst words you can say to your wife?
Calm down.
That was number one on the list, actually.
Yeah.
Common everyday phrases that accidentally get people in trouble. Calm down was absolutely number one.
So I have taught my 11-year-old to say that. Okay.
Oh, really?
Because I said, you know what you need to say when you have friends or your sister who's really overreacting and they're really upset. She goes, like, this is a guaranteed way to stop it. She goes, what do you say? I said, you look at them and you say, you need to calm down. You're overreacting.
You do need to calm down.
And she looks at me, she's like, Dad, you can't say that. They'll get so mad. I'm like, I know. That's why it's great.
Fine. Then maybe they'll calm down.
Right?
Like,
Tell them they're being too emotional.
Just tell them you need to settle down a bit.
Yeah. So now she does that. She'll bug me. We'll jab back and forth at each other, and then she'll go, Dad, calm down. You're overreacting. And I'm like, oh yes,
Hey,
yes. Here
you
we
fed
go.
it to her. That's fine.
But a couple weeks ago, her older sister and her were fighting, right? And Taylor comes walking out, and she's like, I almost said it.
There's another one. Here's another one you can stick in the brain if you want to. You could have him say something like, "You're acting just like your mother." You're reminding me of Mom right now.
But it works.
Oh, of course it does.
Well, I mean, I guess we got to define what I mean by work. They're definitely going to stop for a second.
If you get a chuckle out of it, that's the point. The point is to get a chuckle out of it, not to have someone blast through the ceiling because of it.
There was one that I told Taylor to use. I said, like if somebody's really mad, what you do is you throw a cape on their back and go, hey, now you're super mad.
Oh, you're super mad. No, I think that there are certain things you can say that will send someone over the edge. I'm trying to figure out why. So someone says, calm down. I'm going to give you a top, what have I got? I've got a top 10 of everyday phrases that accidentally get people in trouble. One is calm down. Or should I start at 10 and go down to 1?
Yeah, go from 10. Yeah.
Okay, you should smile more. Translation received. Your facial expression is my business. A classic workplace HR nightmare. You should smile. Relax. It's not that serious. Translation received is your concerns don't matter. Spoiler, it's pretty serious to them. I'm just playing devil's advocate. I say that so often when someone is making a point and I'm like, okay, I just got to be on the other side with this. However, when you do that, there's nothing wrong with taking the other side. When someone's making a point, say, okay, but what about this?
Yes.
So is that a reason to get pissed off?
Yes.
Why? You're taking the other side. Like if you
this is the fundamental thing about a lot of things. Like sometimes people want a solution and sometimes they just need a hug. Or they just want to be heard. Right. Sometimes they just want to be heard, right?
That's true.
They want to be right. And unfortunately, like you ever do the Myers-Briggs personality test?
Do I look like someone that took the Myers-Briggs personality test?
No. You should.
What will it tell me?
I don't know.
It'll tell me. It'll probably explain why I don't have a lot of friends. That would probably.
No. It's actually a really fascinating test. So, a quick. Then you can go back to the example. So, like you go to it and it talks about different personalities, and then it kind of archetypes you. Okay, so a type of person you are. So, like I've done it a few times. I always come up with it's called an ENTP, which is extroverted, intuitive thinking, prospecting. Okay, and so I'm reading it. I'm like, okay, so what's the archetype? And it says you're the debater, and I said, no, I'm not. Okay, so if you had to put me into a personality type, and with your vast wisdom and the fact that you've taken many of these kind of things, this is what you're gonna do. I'm gonna send it to you. Okay. And you're going to do it sometime, okay? And then we'll have a fun talk about that one because there's a website. It's called 16 Personalities, okay? And you take the test.
What if I have 16 personalities? Do I pass? Do I get a prize?
Well, you get an 85, right? So
yeah, that's a pass.
If you get all 16 personalities, you need to calm down. I think because you're overreacting.
If I get 16 personalities, it's you're not going to calm down.
No.
So devil's advocate is, and I think that if you're getting into a debate with somebody, there's nothing wrong with saying, listen, I agree. Let's agree to disagree. That's your way of saying, you know what, piss on this. I'm done talking to you.
Yeah. I hate that statement. Let's agree to disagree. It's like, no, hold on here.
No, you're wrong.
you're taking the cheap way out.
You're
Like,
taking the cheap way. Exactly. Like, please, let's have this conversation. Let's go on a little further. What if you're
I
wrong?
see exactly. What are you afraid of?
I don't have a problem being wrong. Hell, I'm wrong a lot,
Right.
and I can live with that.
Like I agree. Okay, like I'm okay with learning something new. I'm okay with being wrong. But when
Right.
somebody's being a jerk, and where it's changed from a debate to an argument,
Well,
that's when it changes. When it changes to an argument, okay, I'm that guy who's like, I don't need to win this, but I will make sure you lose.
yeah, I'll dig my heels in pretty quick. The problem is
Yeah.
I'll run facts at you like crazy until you
Well,
cry.
that's the thing. I'm just like, okay, well, I'm going to logically pull you apart until you start bleeding to death. It's going to be death by 1,000 cuts. Not because I particularly want to win. Again, it's just because, look, you're being an asshole. I'll make sure you lose.
Yeah, a little bit of let's humble you down just a bit. Like
Yeah.
if you're not making a point,
Yeah.
why are you still talking?
That's the thing. Like, have you ever done a debate club or like had to go to a debate or anything like that? Well, you did. You've done government at a different level.
I've done those, and here's the problem when you do those. You can't really say what you really mean,
Yeah.
heaven forbid. Like
Yeah.
during that whole thing, and this is where
Yeah.
I liked the idea and I ran and I had good points. The problem was they're telling you to be Switzerland through the entirety of it.
Of course. Yes.
Until you get your
Be
seat,
neutral.
then you can
Yeah.
speak up. Like, why would I want to wait till then? Like, I need to say
What's
it
the
now.
point? Right?
You're
Like, this
putting
is a
on
problem.
yeah, you're putting on a show at that point.
Yes.
And I do think that if you have a point to make, say it. If you're wrong, let someone correct you, and that's fine. I'm okay with that. It's the people that cannot be. Heaven forbid you're wrong in public.
Yes. Right?
Be wrong.
Be wrong and get okay. Well, if I'm wrong, tell me why.
That's a sign of maturity, though, which we might be lacking.
Nobody has a lot of maturity anymore, which is really interesting, and like that's where people start right. That's where they start hiding, right? Because if they don't have that functional ability to communicate, then they just start they start lashing out with ad hominem attacks. Like, oh well, you're bald. What do you know, right?
Oh, exactly. But I mean, if you're, let's just say you and I got into a conversation, and we've done that. We haven't agreed on everything.
Of course not.
But you get into a conversation with someone, and if you say something that is one, accurate, two, is killing the conversation or ending it, that's when someone's gonna say, well, I can't believe he blank or she this. Yeah. Like, why? We were in this together. You started it probably.
Yeah.
And I ended
probably.
it.
Yeah, exactly.
So I remember you see these movies where you have someone like down in Georgia and someone would say the most ignorant shit and then follow it up with bless your heart.
Yeah.
I love that. And I
bless your heart. Bless your heart.
Bless your heart. But she's just,
she's just a terrible person. She's a racist.
She's a terrible person. Bless her heart. Yeah. It's not personal. That's where I saw this one. Like, listen, don't take this personally, but.
Oh, so what is this professional opinion at this point in time? Like, what do you mean by that?
Yeah, it's not personal. This is professional. So this is business we're talking about.
So this is business? Okay, well, this is really business. Okay, we're gonna get serious about it then.
No, absolutely. I was just trying to help. Yeah, usually that comes with gossip. I was just trying to help. I thought that I was going to help, and let this person know.
I see that from boomers a lot, and honestly, okay, because they'll be like, I've seen that. Like I had a fight with a person on social media because that's really hard, right? And they stated something very inaccurate about massage therapy, right? And I said, actually, it's not like that. That's not how it is. It's like this. Well, this is just what I heard. So I go, okay, I get it. You're just trying to help, but this is wrong information. Well, a friend of mine told me about it. It's like, okay, that doesn't make it any less useless.
Yeah, it's not more accurate.
It's not more helpful. Like this is a thing, right?
So looking at it, you talk about the boomer thing. It also comes down to who it's coming from.
Yes.
Okay. So if a boomer says back in my day, or if a Gen Xer says, back in my day, it's two completely different phrases because we're saying it to be, I don't know what the word is, ironic.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, totally.
I'll use back in my day as being back in the 1900s.
Yes.
Here's a
It's
funny thing.
you're entirely right about how they say things entirely different because like the boomers,
For sure.
your parents, how many times they like, why are you guys leaving all your stuff in the middle of the floor? Being was like, what? It's not even not it's on the couch or whatever.
Back in
But
my
then
day, that would have caused the
yeah,
house to catch fire.
right.
What?
But then and I'll say it to my kids like, what the hell are you leaving the stuff on the middle of the floor? Because it's
Oh,
ironic, right?
it's ironic. But when you or I say back in my day,
Yeah,
it's not really I'm trying to teach you a lesson. It's like back in my day,
yeah.
which wasn't that long ago. But the funny thing is, if you were to remember the show Happy Days,
Oh yeah, yeah.
you realize if they made the show Happy Days today, like something
Today,
that
yeah.
that went back in time to like because this was in the 80s and it was set in the 50s, right?
Yes.
We would be in the 90s.
It's
Happy
the
Days would be
same.
set in the 90s.
It's like Back to the Future,
Hard to believe.
right? Like we're
Like
past that point.
we're past that point. So we are everything we had was classic. Like it's
Yeah,
now retro. Our stuff
yeah,
is retro.
yeah.
And that's fine. Call me old. Do it. Please do. I
No,
am.
but I have real issues when I put like a classic rock station on and Eminem comes on.
Oh, that hurts a bit.
Like it's like what this isn't right at all.
It stings when Pearl Jam is considered classic rock or Guns N' Roses. But
That's
you're
the
going
thing.
back 30 plus years.
So there was speaking of going back in time, there was a skit that I saw where like a millennial or Gen X walks into a video game store to buy a copy of Grand Theft Auto Vice City.
Sure.
And the guy goes, "Oh, like this is so retro." And the guy goes, "Oh yeah, they really captured the whole '80s feel." And the guy goes, "Oh no, this is a retro game. Like you realize this game is older than the time period that it was supposed to be taking place in when the game came out."
Oh, it
Right?
is. It is. That makes it hard to believe. But I mean,
And then he goes, if they made a game like this now that took place in the same time period, we'd be talking about really old movies like Iron Man.
how old is Iron Man though? Is Iron
It's
Man
When did Iron Man come out?
don't tell me it's more than 10 years. Oh, it is more than 10
It is.
years.
Oh, absolutely. It came out in '08, dude.
It's 18 years old.
Yeah, dude. That's real old. It's
Wow.
incredible. Matrix. When did the Matrix come out?
1999.
9. Yeah, do the math.
Are we living in a what do they call it? Come on. Use your words. We're living in a what was the Matrix based on? You're living in a what?
I'm trying to help here.
Help
I
me.
don't know. I'm just trying to help.
It's not real. It's a simulation. There you go. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. You and your big brain didn't help me.
Just trying to help. Just trying to help.
Okay, here's what I was just trying to help. Number 5 is you people.
What do you mean, you people?
What do you mean, you people? Yeah, you people. Like, here's the thing. There are people that are you people.
Yeah.
There's different groups of you people. It doesn't mean that it's a specific group.
It's not a bad thing. It's just
No,
there's the issue, but you people, it's because it was like, it's like has tones of the whole concept of segregation.
When I hear
Right.
like CrossFit and vegans.
Right. Yeah. I agree. They're good. How do you know somebody's was it CrossFit, a CrossFitter, a vegan, and a ketoer all going to the bar, and they all know everything about themselves and within 10 seconds, right?
Yeah, they're gonna let you know. Is this whiskey gluten free? I don't know. It's whiskey. Probably not. It's made out of grain.
Yes.
No offense, but
Yeah.
no offense, but you're about to say something ignorant. You're overreacting is another one that
Yeah.
nobody wants to hear.
Yeah.
Or you look tired.
You look tired.
You probably get that a lot.
I do. It's because I'm half drowsy all the time, anyways.
It could be. Okay.
I work a lot. It's hard. It's hard work.
These are public domain, paraphrase, or single line quotes that become cultural landmines. I don't see color.
I don't see color.
Who said it? Many public figures over the years. Why it blew up? Meant to sound inclusive, but interpreted as ignorant Ignoring
It's
lived experience.
it's better to say something like, "I'm not racist. I have a colored TV," right?
Oh, dude, you can say that. I'm not allowed to.
I'm allowed to.
Right? It was just a joke.
Ugh.
Here's the thing. When you tell a joke, I can understand it's a joke. A joke is
Yeah.
a joke. You can tell it's a joke. If you say something ignorant and dumb, it wasn't a joke. You were trying to do it, and that's fine.
You
I
know,
can again.
I knew this guy who he would try to pick up girls by using that. Like he would go up to them, be like, "Hey, you want to go home with me? Have a good time." And the girls would be like, "What? Like, no, I'm friends. If we're friends, like, what the heck?" So they would get
Right.
upset, and he would go, "Hey, I'm just joking. It's just me. You
You
know
got
me. I'm
shot
just
down.
joking
You don't.
around,
Yeah,
right?"
you don't want to accept the fact you just got shot down by your best friend.
Right. And then,
Um,
well, then the girls would go like, "Oh, okay." So the guard would go down, and then he would go, "Unless you wanna."
yeah, yeah,
It's that
exactly.
constant fishing. It's
Well, okay,
crazy.
and which goes on to the next one. That is, I'm not like other women. I'm not like other men.
You're exactly like them.
You're exactly like them.
They're all the same, right?
Why it blew up? Because you're accidentally insulting the entire demographic you belong to. Self-branding shouldn't require collateral damage.
Right?
No.
No.
And when someone says, all men are the same or all women are the same. No. No, they're
Uh,
not.
right? Like, no, no.
No. And if you say I'm not like them, like what? Like clearly
But
you're
you've got a
think
lot of friends like that, so do I want to be around you anyways? I mean,
exactly.
you have a good reference point. So if you're saying like all those guys are assholes, but I'm not like them, it's like then why do you associate with them?
You're exactly like everybody you associate with. People need to
Yeah,
get their heads around that.
yeah,
And the people you associate with, if they're assholes, guess what?
yeah,
People probably think you are too.
yeah. People gravitate to the same type of person.
Exactly. Like there are so many things that people will say that if you could take the words back, you probably would once you realize how bad whatever you said was.
Right?
However, if it was accurate and it was true and it was right,
Yeah.
why apologize? When I see people doing a public apology for something that was blatantly true, that bothers me.
Yeah. Okay. Best example, and I was just talking about this with somebody. Do you
Sure.
remember COVID Christmas? And there was that stay home order, right? Nobody leave the house, everyone just stay
Right.
home. And then
Yeah.
we had a lot of politicians all fly south for the holidays,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And then they came back, they got caught. They're like, "Oh, I had a poor judgment. I made a misstep, or all these things."
Yeah.
And I was like, "You know what? I have zero respect for you. If you had come out and said, you know, I'm just a fucking asshole, and I thought I would get away with it, then I would respect you because that's truthful."
Right. Yeah, exactly. But to say, hey, I screwed up. I got caught. My
Yeah,
bad.
yeah.
My bad is I'm sorry. Right.
Oh,
I'm sorry is
Domingo's gonna go there. Not all men, but always men. Oh, we can get into that one, but that'll get us
ooh.
canceled. And I agree. Saying the phrase like that, should also be said with the phrase like, not all women, but always a woman.
Well, if we want to go down that rabbit hole and see how fast we can get canceled, I was what you saw that guy that I sent you, right? That goth guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
He's quite interesting to listen to, and he's actually pretty intelligent. But he did get into the whole why are we demonizing our sons?
Yes.
Like, why are we making kids feel like boys feel like they have the capacity to do damage
Yeah.
when they're young? I'm not saying go into a backyard, don't go do a schoolyard fight.
Right.
I mean, the fact that whether it's the 0.5% or whatever the percentages of guys that are assholes,
Yeah.
they exist. And there's that same percentage of women that are complete bitches and they will
I
ruin your
agree.
life.
It is
But
really a bell curve, right?
it is,
Most people are in
however,
the middle, but you're gonna have the extremes on either end.
for sure. But the fact that at a young age, we're not, but I mean, people are convincing their sons that they are potentially bad and
Yes.
dangerous and scary and the world's scared of you. Why would you want to raise any kid like that? Which is what goes to another point where it comes to anger
Yeah.
and showing it.
Yeah.
Now, correct me, ladies, go ahead. But a woman can freely show her anger. She can blow up freely, right?
Yep.
And that's fine. If a man unbridled rage let loose ever, that would be a major problem.
That's not good.
No,
Yep.
I'm not saying it should be,
No.
but there's that double standard where someone raises their voice and it's wait a minute, or
You need to calm down.
we can't raise our
Yeah.
voice. We can't.
Correct. No.
Because it's seen in a very negative light, no matter even if it's the same thing, the same context, and the same argument and the same point. Boys are being shown that they better not, or else. I'm not saying you should, but in the same breath, you got women saying, well, you should really tell us how you feel.
Yeah.
Do you really want to hear
Do you
that?
really want to hear it? Like, there's the thing, like you get a lot of people who are saying, to their partners, specifically men, like, penny for your thoughts. What are you thinking? Want to know what your thoughts are? It's like, no, you don't. You want to know the positive ones. You want to know the stuff that's like, I love you. I love being with you. I'm happy. All those positive things. You don't really want to know the deep fears and insecurities that are going inside a guy's mind, because you lose that security, that safety rock, and once that's gone, then all of a sudden it's like you have a lot of uncertainty.
Well, and I think that when you talk about guys, it's a lot easier for a guy to get canceled for saying something that was true and needs to be said
Very
versus
much.
a woman. Am I generalizing? Of course I'm generalizing.
Well, sure, but I mean, you can see it online all the time when it's like somebody somebody can get upset, like a female can get upset, and her friends will rally to them and say, "Well, she's just speaking her truth." It's like, okay, but there's another truth that you're ignoring.
But nobody wants to hear it. They don't
Right?
want to hear it because heaven forbid. And
So the problem with a lot of young guys, like the young boys very specifically, is like the current narrative that has been ongoing, specifically in the United States more than anything, but I mean up here as well, is masculinity has a problem, men have a problem, and you're the problem. And that's not validating or helping any situations. It's just like the saying of men the whole male loneliness they talk about. It's like, well, it's a men's thing, they got to deal with it themselves. It's like, okay, why are you as a woman telling us to do these things?
again, it's there's no equality on that one. It's very much you better watch your mouth and be careful, because if we say something that's even close to be like, if someone, okay, let's say it's a workplace. Let's keep on the theme of people getting canceled, people getting shit. And it's the workplace. And a guy is like, dude, I think that my manager is like hitting on me.
Right.
She's kind of giving me that vibe. It would be dismissed fairly easily.
Yeah.
Hitting, not touching, not nothing. Hitting. I think she's flirting with me.
Yeah.
That means two different things coming from a guy or girl.
Well, okay, absolutely. And if say you're a guy and you went and told your friend of yours that I had a girl really hitting on me. She wouldn't back off. She wouldn't take no for an answer. What's the first thing that male or female they would say to that guy?
If it was a girl hitting on a guy?
Was hitting on a guy. Yeah. What's the first thing anybody would say?
Oh, you too good for her?
Or they would say, was she hot?
Well, there's that.
Right.
I'll tell you, there's no dancing around that. I mean, if someone was hot, okay,
it's all of a sudden more okay. All of a sudden it's more okay. Right. And it's like, no, it isn't more okay. That's the thing. Just because a person is specifically more attractive doesn't mean that they have the right to step over various boundaries. They don't get to move into your safe space.
But you should feel good about yourself because you turned down the hot chick, versus you're an asshole if you turned out the ogre.
Well, there's that too, right?
So it's
like you can't win. Right?
It's amazing how you get into trouble just by being honest. Like if I said, here's my problem. I don't see it from a mile. Like it could be in my face. I was a terrible dater. I can't tell if someone's flirting or not. I really can't. Like it's terrible. Not that it happens really anymore, but
I remember it tends not to when you have a ring on your finger.
Well, here's the thing. We were in Vegas a couple years ago. Kelsey and I went with Jeff and Greg. Okay.
Right.
For context, Jeff and Greg are gay. Doesn't mean much, but it means something. It means something in this story. So we're there and we go to this Safeway type. It's called Vaughn's.
Okay.
Which is like the giant tiger of Safeway stores in the States.
That's right.
A little sketchy. Like, where they have a display of cereal boxes. It was like on the floor. It wasn't great.
Classic.
And we go there and I grabbed some things. I forget what I was grabbing. And this guy in front of me is like, "Oh, big night." I'm like, no, gonna go back to the hotel. I was like, really? And this guy is like thick on it. And Jeff looks at me and goes, that dude was hitting on him. I'm like, no, he wasn't. He goes, really? He goes, he was going over your small list of things on a thing on the checkout.
Yeah.
And it was like a bottle of whiskey and some snacks and I don't know, a cucumber. Who knows what the hell I had?
the KY, some duct
Right.
tape, a cucumber, and
oh, big night tonight. I'm like, nah, just go back to the hotel to hang out. Like nothing registered in my head at all. And we walked out, and Jeff and Greg were just on me, like, you realize that guy was like he wanted to come back with you. I'm like, why?
They wanted the big bear there, eh? So.
I'm like, why? I was grabbing nachos and whiskey. Like, I don't know how that's a party, but
that's probably the most straightest guy stuff you could buy.
That was that beef jerky and stew.
He got just Fruit Loops and whiskey. He knows something screams single straight guy more than that, right?
Well, Fruit Loops might do it. Fruit Loops and wine, that would do it.
Yeah, that would do it.
Might send the wrong.
What would a manly cereal be than like Vector or something?
Stew.
No, that's not. That's definitely not stew. Something with meat. What's the best cereal for a straight guy? Meat.
Yeah. What's the straightest cereal you can get? It's called stew. Pure
beef jerky and beef jerky and whiskey.
Is it good? No.
Pour it all in, and where you go?
Oh, you add milk to it, obviously.
Yeah, milk to the whiskey.
Is cereal a soup?
Arguably, it could be. I guess, eh?
Well, it's a solid.
Okay, so what's the difference from a soup and a stew?
How long you cook it?
I don't know.
Potatoes? No, because they have a potato soup.
You can put the potato soup.
It's the gravy.
It's the gravy. So what's the difference from gravy and soup?
Flour? I don't know.
I guess.
You worked in a kitchen?
A Chinese kitchen.
Did you guys? Is there Chinese stew?
Chinese soup.
Yeah, here, can someone explain this to me? You can, because you're Chinese. I remember going to get consomme soup.
Yeah,
and it's nothing but fluid. Is that just soy sauce and water?
Yes.
Are you shitting me?
Is soy sauce, water, sugar, MSG, salt, and a little bit of like maybe a little bit of oil? Like you might put yeah.
So that's it. And people,
sesame oil, they love it.
It's not really a soup. It's
water. It's like
it's stuff.
Yeah, it's.
I've never
ordered soup. That's literally what a broth is.
At least you boiled a chicken to make it. This is soy sauce. Sure. That's like putting barbecue sauce in hot water and calling it soup.
They usually used a broth too. They usually put chicken stock in.
Bullshit. You're saying usually. So that means that if I took chicken in a mug, boiled it, put barbecue sauce in it, that's a soup?
That's a soup. Yeah. Yeah.
We should invent something like that. Very Caucasian.
Well, I mean, that's really no different from if you were to go get like a instant like concentrated soup stock, and pour it into a mug. Now you really would have soup, wouldn't you?
You would have soup.
It's not different.
It's not different. Okay, let's go. I'm just being honest. I don't know anyone an apology. Here's the thing. If you ever say, I don't owe anyone an apology, you probably do.
You probably do. It's kind of like saying no regrets.
No regrets? Yeah, no regrets is you definitely have something to regret.
I agree. I mean, realistically, even if everything turned out okay, I would say most people really should have some sort of regret about something, because if you don't have any regrets, you just haven't learned your lesson.
What's the dumbest thing you said in public where you wish you could have eaten your words and crawled under a rock? I got a story, but you go first. You want me to share mine first?
Yeah, I can. What would be the dumbest thing?
Okay, so remember at the mall?
Besides asking somebody out?
No. Like we're like
that's been some pretty big. Like there's been a few times where it's like, oh, that didn't go well. I kind of want to die now.
No. I mean, I'm not talking about courting somebody. I'm talking about you said something, you're like, oops. I don't remember this happening. It's probably not the only time it's happened, but the one that really registered in my brain. Remember I think I might have talked about this before, but remember at the mall where they used to have the gift wrapping?
Yeah.
Did I ever tell you the story?
No.
Okay. So they had gift wrapping at the mall, and I worked at the mall, so I would go get all my stuff gift wrapped because I suck at gift wrapping. And like it's bad. It's embarrassingly bad.
Dude, you're a straight guy.
Yeah, I don't know how to do it.
Why would you be surprised about being a straight guy? Like a straight guy typically, it's not like they really take a lot of skill set in learning how to do the intricacies of Japanese origami.
But here's the thing: I can bake and weave like a motherfucker. Like I can make things out of meat very easily.
You can
So
do a
there's that.
bacon weave. Yeah.
I can do bacon and weave. So anyway, I go there and I pay for the stuff. Like you drop it off and then you come back and get it and you give them a donation.
Yeah.
Because I'm an idiot, I didn't read the room. And I go, thank God you guys are here, because whenever I try to wrap a gift, it looks like a blind man with 2 broken hands did it.
Okay.
Guess who the organization was that was doing the gift wrapping?
Oh no, really?
CNIB, the
Yeah,
Canadian
beautiful.
National Institute for the Blind.
And the person who did it had lost their hands.
No, but there's definitely a blind dude there.
Yeah.
So I felt like a complete piece of shit. I'm like, oops. On the other hand, it's not like they're going to recognize me. I was like, well, no harm, no foul.
Yeah,
But
just
no,
wait. Somebody's blind guy's gonna come in and for a haircut, and he'd be like, "I know that voice."
I know that voice. You're the asshole with the 2 broken hands. But here's the thing: did I feel bad? Yes. To say, "Oh my God," and the lady looked at me like, "Did you just say that?" I'm like, I'm so sorry. I go, but this is how I describe me wrapping gifts, and it's been like that for a long time. She goes, "Yeah, that's okay. Don't worry about it." Because she saw
why couldn't it be deaf people, right?
Dude,
because then nobody would hear it. So why
I,
nobody would have heard it? It'd be good.
Well,
then.
because when you go to ask for your stuff, they wouldn't hear you. I don't know why they did that. Maybe they will next time, and I'll be luckier.
Maybe.
But we do that. We say stupid shit, and it wasn't like I was trying to. I was making fun of myself.
Yeah.
However, read the room.
And I feel bad. Just sometimes it just doesn't work out very good. So I think everyone has a story like that, but I can't think of any. Which is weird because I guarantee I've had a lot of embarrassing episodes.
I guarantee you, if there were people out there that was like, I remember when Jay said this, I remember that, it happens. Now, what was my intent? Rewind that conversation. What was my intent?
It was absolutely to poke fun at yourself. Still a self-deprecating a joke and humor, right?
Exactly.
It just so happens it didn't work out that way.
And it was before the day of smartphones.
Right.
Before someone could have taped me.
Could you imagine somebody taped that and it was like, look at this jerk here making fun of blind people?
Who is this asshole? Well, he's this and this and this. You can find him on social media. I'm like, yeah, but we have to be so incredibly careful, even if we're making fun of ourselves.
Man, like right now with the advent of the smartphones, my God, am I glad that I'm not going to the bar and dating or something.
Here's the thing.
Can you imagine?
We live in a time where there are people that will, instead of stepping in and taking care of it, like let's just say you were actually being an asshole to someone. Back in the day, someone would have stepped in and parted ways. They would have split you guys up. Now someone's going to stand there with a smartphone, waiting to see you, waiting for you to say something so bad.
I got your back, man. I got your back. That's all they'll do, right?
Yeah, I got your back. No, then get in here and get my back.
Appreciate it. Get in. Support me here, right?
Yeah. Don't forget to clean off your lens before you get my back.
Yeah, exactly. But like nowadays, with like bars should not allow smartphones.
That would be a great idea. However, read the room. These are people that they're gonna be doing selfies the whole time they're there. It's just the way it is.
But realistically, like, okay, so like 18, 19, 20-year-olds, and I really have a firm belief that they need a safe place to do dumb things.
We had it and they don't.
Right? They need a place where they can go and they can try to meet a person they've never met. They can say stupid things. They can do risky endeavors, or they can go on the bungee bowl or things like that, without fear of it going up on YouTube the next 5 minutes later.
Well, and maybe that's part of it too, right? There's this safety net you have the safety net of cameras around you. However, that's also your Achilles heel, because if you say or do something wrong, it's up forever. And why do you think depression and anxiety are so high?
Exactly.
Yeah, heaven forbid you step out of place. Heaven forbid you have a bad day at work and someone sees that and decides they're going to put it up on social media that this guy was this. What's the context, man? Like, we don't see the hours before the video started. And that's one of the biggest problems, because everybody's quick on the draw when the action has started, but not while it's brewing.
Do you remember when Tom Cruise was filming the Mission Impossible during COVID, and people were complaining, the staff were complaining that he was being abusive to other people?
Sure.
Okay. And then somebody actually released a recording of him dressing down somebody. And it was actually pretty respectful because it was the other guy was not following protocol for the COVID protocol. And Tom Cruise lost his shit about how disrespectful it is for that person to be putting everyone's careers and livelihood at risk.
Yep.
And it was like, okay, so now you have the context. Who's really the jerk here?
Well, let's look at movie sets, and I can speak to this because I remember being on set where, and you have we all had guns. They're not real; they're rubber, right?
Right.
They look real, but they're not. And this one dipshit was like pointing it, like he would just have it up, like you treat it like it's a real firearm.
Yeah,
That's what
yeah,
you do. You treat it like it's a real firearm. You never flag someone with it. You never
right.
flag someone with it. And this dipshit did it so many times. You want to see someone get dressed down?
Yeah,
That happens on the regular. And from what I have heard, he is never going to be on set again.
that's good.
Like we told you, like, do not, what do you told me that you were firearms, then you
Yeah.
had, experience with this. And when I say dress down, this is no bullshit. It is so, especially since, you had Brendan Lee get shot, you had
Yeah.
Alec Baldwin, that shot that happened on set.
Yeah.
This happened after that. And there's no joke. They will rip into you. I don't care if you're 40 or 20 or 10.
Yeah.
You are getting ripped down. And the only reason that guy was still there at the end of the day was because he was already in the scenes. They couldn't just cut him out, but they're like, you're
That's
done.
fair. Yeah.
Right. And is there anything wrong with dressing someone? Like, if you have to do it in front of everybody, guess what? We all were reminded right then and there, do not do what he just did.
It's a very good teaching point. A few weeks ago, before we went on our trip there, my wife and I actually went and did our PAL.
Mhm.
Okay. So, they learned all the rules of firearms,
Sure.
checking everything, making sure it's not armed, the whole deal. Right. And like about a week after that, I was at a party and they're showing off some guns.
Yep.
Right. And I was like, this is absolutely interesting because they're passing around a gun and everyone is going through the full safety check every single time to pass off to the next person, full safety check, pass on to the next person, full safety check. And I was like, okay, it's nice. People take it seriously. And then you get cases like this, right? Not even a real gun, but should be treated as such.
But I was talking to somebody the other day because my PAL, my renewal came up.
Right.
And I was panicking because it said April 2nd. I'm like, why would you send me this now? Like, is it expired? It's July, which is fun. They sent it to me ahead of time. But first of all, I took hunter safety as a kid, and I still carry my rifle exactly the way I was taught when I was 10.
Right.
I still carry it the same way. I still cradle it the same way. I still go over a fence the same way. That stuff sticks in you, and you remember that stuff. And now that you have your PAL, so you got it?
Yep.
Now, do you know what happens every day? Every 24 hours?
No.
Your criminal record check is checked every 24 hours.
Oh, okay.
Every 24 hours, which is fine because we're legal gun owners. But
that's fine. I haven't done anything.
No, but every 24 hours, your criminal record check is getting spun through the wheel every single day, which is fine because if you do something stupid, then they can come to your door and be like, "Hey, where are they?"
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, there's that's not even a bad thing.
No. If you're responsible and you're not a criminal piece of shit, you should be fine. Who cares?
Just don't shoot illegally. Don't do the wrong things.
Don't. But I mean,
which is the whole point, anyways.
Well, and that's where you get in the argument of, well, we're legal gun owners. Yeah, you are. Just continue to be a legal gun owner and do your thing. Like I go through my life. Here's the thing. I have umpteen rifles, 2 lockers full of them.
Right.
How often do I grab them? Well, hunting season. I take one out, I'll sight it in, put it back, then take it out when I go hunting, come back, put it away, and then it sits for another year.
Yeah.
And that's it. Gage wants to go out and do some shooting this year. We're going to get a membership to the range. We should all go, actually. We should all grab one each and just go. But I mean, as long as you're responsible with it, and again, don't demonize everybody because they own them.
Right.
Yeah, there you go.
Mr. 204.
Doug. But I think that when you paint people with the same brush, when you go the wide swath, that's when the whole cancel thing happens. That's when, well, you're just like them. And that's when it becomes a narrative that doesn't make any sense to anybody. Like it's an echo chamber of dipshits that are all saying the same thing.
Exactly. I mean, you can look at even from like, especially down the states, from the political stance of things, right?
Sure.
Like it's very easy for us as Canadians to say, well, all Americans, right? Well, I just spent like 5 days with like 1,200 of them.
Yeah.
Every single one of them was a wonderful human being, right?
Great people. Everybody's,
Yeah,
for the most part, people are good. And I like to believe that people are good.
yeah.
I am also done with people blaming. Here's the thing. If you think, this will probably heat up the conversation, but if you believe that the government is the reason that your life sucks or the
Yeah.
reason that it's getting better, then you need to give your head a shake and look in the mirror.
Well, Ronald Reagan famously said the X number of words that you never want to hear is "We're from the government and we're here to help."
You know what? And ever since I saw E.T., I get it. I almost
Yeah.
wonder if that happened around the same time that Reagan said that. It could have been close.
When I can't remember, Reagan would have said it probably in the early '80s. Like,
When E.T. came out in the early 80s,
yeah,
but the whole "we're here to help." But when you got people that are, I'm gonna badmouth this politician. You know what?
86. The 9 most terrifying words in the English language are "I'm from the government and I'm here to help." During the news conference on August 12th, 1986.
You wonder if we stopped watching the news 24/7, if that would make life better.
I haven't watched the news and I don't even know how long.
I have it as background noise for some reason, always in my shop. Now,
Yeah.
in my office, I only listen to music, right?
You should just
And
have 80s action movies playing,
you know what? You're absolutely right. I
right?
think that's, from now on, that's what it's going to be. I'm
That would
tired
be
of
kind
watching
of fun.
bullshit
If somebody
again.
comes in and Rocky is up there, like that's pretty cool. Or only
Best.
bad ones, like Split Second or something like that,
Oh, the B comedies, the B
Yeah.
action movies that were just shit. Like, I'm going to get you, sucker.
Yeah. Missing in Action, 1, 2, 3, 4. Kickboxer, 1, 2, 3, 4. Like American Ninja, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
There aren't enough ninja movies, and I think that we got to bring those back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
The
I think
whole
that we have.
mystical ninjas were fantastic, right?
They were, but I mean,
Until you find out they were just a bunch of farmers who had nothing else to do during the off season.
right? But if you did that today, here we go. If you did that today and you made these movies, it's cultural appropriation. It's this,
It
it's
is.
that, it's everything else. Like, God, I can't wait for the new scary movie to come out because it's going to offend the shit out of everybody and they don't care.
At what point in
That's where
time do we
Hollywood's
start
gonna go.
going? Like, where do we start going? Okay, cultural appropriation or cultural appreciation, right?
Well, if I have a Samsung TV in my house, is that cultural? Should I be finding a Canadian built TV? Would I want to own
Right?
one?
Should I be able to tell people, sorry, you can't have pasta because that's Chinese and you don't look very Chinese to me?
What do you mean? Pasta's Chinese?
Yep.
Get the hell out of here.
Yep.
Fireworks, I know.
Yep. That too. Marco Polo brought pasta to Italy.
You probably made it on the way. He invented it in the boat, didn't he?
It's the worst pasta maker ever.
Well, I'm just saying. I mean,
it took a long time.
Who? I mean, you have your. I'm going to speak my truth and say that
Yes.
I believe that.
Well, I think it was
brought it over from the old country.
Yeah, it's just like back when Americans were renaming French fries into freedom fries, and they were saying that they made hamburgers, right? It's like,
and I remember my grandfather and my father used to tell me the same thing. He called it pick and fly shit out of pepper.
okay,
Go ahead, look for a problem, and you'll focus on that, or just enjoy the meal. There are so many people that pick fly shit out of pepper on the daily.
Yeah,
and they'll spend their days. They will spend their days going out and picking your shit apart, whether it's online, whether it's anywhere. They thrive on it, and I don't get it. And there are people that will try to get you into so much shit that when you lose your job, you lose your wife, you lose your life. And why?
Being there, trust me.
Yeah, like why? Like it doesn't make any sense to me. And I think that we all trip up. People say the wrong thing at the wrong time, and that's fine. What was your intent? And I think people have to get back to the idea that we're not perfect.
Yeah.
Neither is the person who's picking this apart.
Well, like this is what I find from a lot of people when it came to the cancel culture and the whole victim mentality. Like there's never been a time in history when people are able to use their victim status to gain power over another. Right?
You're right.
So realistically, back in the day, back in the old country, if you
Yep.
were a crying victim, it's like you were going to get ostracized, exiled, or you die.
So why are we celebrating this now?
Right? Now all of a sudden it's like, oh, we got to raise these people up. It's like, well, hold on here. Maybe they need to grow up and start earning a position in polite society instead of screaming out, you did this wrong, so I'm going to do everything I can to find whatever legal purposes that are available to make sure you never do this to anybody else again. Say, why do you need to be a martyr? The commonality with all martyrs is they're dead. You don't want to be that person.
How would you feel about dress codes? Let's just say we open up a restaurant.
Oh, that'd be wonderful.
And you had a dress code at the restaurant.
What would we call it? Puzzles, right?
Puzzles, right? But no, here's the thing. And people be highly, well, I can't afford to have it. Then you can't come to
the restaurant. They don't come in. So do you remember when there was a big referendum in Brandon about the casino?
Yep.
Right. And they're saying, they didn't want people going there and spending all their money, or homeless people are spending all their money, and all whatever the narrative was. And I was like, well, here's a solution. You implement a dress code. If you want wear a suit.
The thing is, I would go to a place that had a dress code. Why not?
I honestly, I wear a dress code every day because I don't want to have to think about what I'm going to wear every day.
Do you?
Yeah.
I'm the guy that this isn't right.
I have 4 pairs of pants for work and 6 shirts.
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
I wear the same thing on a regular. I wear basically black V-neck t-shirts and jeans. So
sure is a lot easier, isn't it? Eh?
Yeah. So here's a question. Hang on. This is interesting. I remember seeing a Tom Segura. Okay, back in the day when golf was gentlemen only, ladies forbidden, right?
Yeah.
Okay. First of all, when was the first black member allowed in the Augusta National?
Oh, I don't know. I couldn't even guess.
Take a guess. Take a guess.
I don't even have a reference to put a point into that. 90s?
1990. Okay. When was the first woman allowed to compete in Augusta?
2000s.
2019.
Yeah.
So there are things but women were never allowed to play in the Masters, apparently. So again, whatever. It is what it is. Does everybody have to be allowed? No. Does everybody have to go to the keg in their pajama pants? No.
Yeah, right? What was the reason they weren't allowed?
Women?
Yeah.
Well, the whole golf thing was an acronym for gentlemen only, ladies forgiven, ladies forbidden, right?
But I mean, even that point in time, it's like, was there a specific reason? Like, was it they were outing, preventing them, or was it there was nobody of the skill set to compete in it?
I don't know. Maybe they just want somebody ruining a good time. How am I supposed to know why they did it? I don't know. I'm just saying that's the. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying that there are certain things that do change, certain things that don't change. And when you bring the standard down, I'm not saying that was a standard thing, but things take time.
Right.
Now, let's just say we go to the keg.
Right.
You know what? It's probably one of the fanciest, sadly, in our city establishments. If you show up in sweatpants and a tank top, bro, they should be able to say, you know what, man, come on,
you do better. Do that. We like to suit up. If I ever go out with people, it's time to suit up.
Right. Yeah.
Right. It's just what it is. My wife once asked me, why do guys like going to the strippers?
I don't know.
And I said, it's because their wives aren't there.
It's probably it.
Because it's guys only.
Well, here's the thing. To the best of my knowledge, I've been there twice. Once when I was just 18, and then once shortly after I was just 18. And my problem is, it's like watching dreams die. I'm like, Jesus, this is what you're doing all day. I can't watch that because I'm like, God, I get it.
Okay,
you have a show,
but back then,
wow.
But back then, that was insults to that we would say, like, oh, that girl's going to be a stripper when she grows up. And now people aspire to it because of the advent of OnlyFans.
But OnlyFans is different than a strip club. Let's be fair. OnlyFans, I
Sure, it
believe, is probably
is.
safer than a strip club.
I don't know. I don't know if you would say safer because they do have security. Now, I would definitely say that the women get very more hands-on than the males at the strip club.
Oh, I know a buddy that was a stripper, like a
Yeah.
buddy, like a guy that I've done. I did movies with him, and Adam,
Yep.
great guy.
And women
And
get right up on the stage. They'll be get all
oh,
over them.
they're all over them,
Yeah.
and it's a double standard. But
It is a huge double standard. If you jumped up on stage, you'd have your head pounded. You'd get
if
the crap kicked out of you in so many ways.
if a guy grabbed a stripper, he's done. Like his
Yeah,
career's over. There's a lot of things that are the
absolutely.
collateral damage from doing something that dumb is
Yeah,
immensely worse than it would be for a woman, right?
yeah.
Um,
There was a
how
video that I saw about that. I'm going to interrupt you on this one because I want to not lose this train of thought. There was a
right,
video where it was a social experiment they did in England. Okay, where the first part was a guy and a girlfriend, they're fighting, and he's pushing her, yelling at her,
yeah,
insulting her, and like people got right in there and broke them up, right? And
right,
then they reversed it. It's like on another day, same couple walking out there, and she was the aggressor, yelling, swearing, pushing him, spitting on
yeah.
him, all these things. And the girls are all laughing and pointing. The guys are just walking away, shaking their heads. It was like, why is this a double standard that's acceptable?
I think that one of the reasons that we have cancel culture is 100%. It has to be, let's say 90% because of double standard between one group and another group,
Yeah,
and it's not right, and it will never. It's never going to change. So why do we accept that? Why do we? If someone made a point, like I said, we go back to you're apologizing for shit that doesn't need to be apologized for.
yeah,
If you said something, what was the one that it drove me a little nuts? Oh, it was a hair salon in Quebec about 2 months ago. I remember reading the story,
mm,
and
yeah,
the menu on the booking thing had men's haircuts, women's haircuts,
yeah,
and somebody who didn't identify as either lost their shit and had a this person had to pay a fine. I'm like,
yeah,
okay, but wait a minute. You do realize that when you're putting men's stuff and women's stuff, you're basing that on time.
yeah,
It's not on the gender. The gender will tell you that the time is going to be longer. So a
yes,
women's haircut and blow dry and shampoo is going to take much longer than a men's cut. So
yeah,
that's why it's like that. And there's a note section in everything. So if you're non-binary or whatever you may be, then say, yeah, I'm booking for a men's cut.
yeah,
Or a women, whatever. Just say I'm booking for a men's style cut or a
yes,
female style cut,
yeah,
and then they know what they're getting into for booking. But if you don't say it, you had the option of saying it because every
yeah,
booking system has it. And this salon owner is now the biggest asshole in his neighborhood or his city or his province because
yeah.
he didn't have it. It's like there is no such thing as that in the menu. I'm sure it is now,
They got
but
fined too heavy, didn't they? Like,
he
I
got
guess it wasn't
fined. It wasn't big. It was a $500 fine. But the
still.
point is, what are you apologizing for? It's time. If you're,
Yeah,
let's just say you're a woman that has short hair, then say, hey, I'm
yeah,
female. I have short hair. Are we good? Yeah, sure.
yeah.
Come on in. I
It's
don't
it's
care.
called using our big kid words.
Or were you looking for,
Communicate.
or was somebody looking for someone to cancel?
We've had that before where people have purposely gone to try to create a seed and create some problems. We had
Mhm.
one guy, he came in and he said, I've got to go to get my wallet. And he walked out and peeled away, right? And so we reached out to him and he was swearing at us because we're too effing lazy to do any direct billing. And it's like,
Sure.
we haven't done direct billing for years.
Ever. I
And
think you
he
ever did.
was, none, well, we did years and years ago.
Right.
But it was all about, and he would have known that if he had, called to book an appointment, gone to our website, gone to our
For
online
sure.
booking profile where it says these sort of things. But it
Yeah.
was the whole point was I want to do something to make a big scene is very performative, and I'm going to make it seem like I'm some victim on these things. And so I emailed him, and he sends a response all in caps. And my response was like, "Well, how about you come and talk to me face to face about this sort of thing?" And of
Sure.
course, he never did, right? Because he's a
I,
coward.
I love nothing more than to watch a hissy fit happen in real
Yeah,
time. I really like seeing that because, first of all, that person's probably a parent, chances are.
Yeah.
And could you imagine? Let's just go different side of the generational helix here. Let's just say you're 40
Yeah.
and you are losing your shit. You are losing your shit because someone, I don't know, put tomatoes in your sub and you said you didn't want tomato or you didn't ask for tomatoes.
Yeah.
Whatever it is. Okay. You are losing your mind. One, let's say your kid's standing there.
Yeah.
That kid's going to grow up to think that's okay.
Yeah.
However, if your dad or grandfather was there, he'd be like, grow the hell up.
Absolutely. They put you in your place, and they should.
Right. So whenever I try my best, like here we're pretty loose with what we say, but we're also pretty respectful. But what would my grandmother say if I acted like that in
Oh,
public?
can you like? She'd grab your ear and be like, you're coming with me, young
You know
man."
that's how I used to kick women out of the bar when I bounced.
Grab him by the ear.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Because it
It hurts.
eliminated the chance of one, me getting called for grabbing somebody in an inappropriate place.
Yeah.
Like here's the thing, if I was throwing a guy out, I would rap and drop you. That was it.
Yeah.
It was boom, boom. But if it was a woman, I would grab her by the ear, twist it, and say, let's go. This hand was out. This hand was here. Everybody is very well aware of where my hands were.
Yeah.
And you're going to rip my earring out. No, you're going to rip your earring out. I'm just holding it. So walk.
So that's a horrible double standard, isn't it? Eh?
I
mean, really, when it comes
sadly,
to the guys, you should have done that to the guys because it'd be much more humiliating.
yeah. But this is where you got to look at the way things are going. And this is why men are afraid of women. I'll say it out loud.
Yeah.
Men are scared of women. The whole thing flipped.
Yeah.
Where we should have been comfortable around each other because we're naturally supposed to be together. But guys are terrified to flirt.
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
Because it can be seen the wrong way. Or if they don't like the guy, it's seen the wrong way.
Yeah.
Okay. And again, going back to things that can cancel you, it can be something as simple and innocent as saying, you look really nice tonight.
Yeah.
Something that used to be flirtatious and used to be a compliment is now taken as predatory.
Yeah.
And you wonder why
social media has really perpetuated it. It's a continuous narrative that has been going on and on and on.
Well, but then you wonder why everybody's single. Why people wait till they're 40 and then finally find somebody.
There's never been a time in history where more women under the age of 35 do not have children. Did you know that?
Well,
that's
is that due to? It's true, but there's also. I remember I read a study not too long ago where fertility has gone down exponentially since the legalization of marijuana.
That's fair. Yeah,
because it's affecting the sperm, it's affecting everything, and there's less babies being born.
Yep. And I mean, there's also the economic factors involved in it too. And there's also a lot of people who quite simply are going childless because they choose to, or whatever the reason might be, right?
Yeah, but I don't agree with the economic part of being your decision for not having a child, because I'll tell you what, you can live a humble life and have children and have a happy life. Or if you want to have a lifestyle and kids are going to be a drain on that lifestyle, then you're a selfish piece of shit. How about that? I'll say
that's fair. Hold on. I'm just figuring it. I'm asking because this is a big thing, because this is an economic thing and it doesn't really factor into what you're saying. Okay. Because why it got hard when all of a sudden we had to have both parents at home. Okay. And we say that we needed to do that because life is too expensive. We have a hard time affording things. Okay. And we chatted about this. We've chatted about this before.
Sure.
So I typed in, what is the average monthly cost of a new Ford F-150, including all taxes, gas, and insurance? Okay.
Right.
So for a brand new 2026 Ford F-150 and brand, expect an all-in monthly cost of approximately $1,700 to $2,300.
That's fair. Okay? Sure.
Right. So everyone needs two vehicles nowadays. Do they? And that's the thing. So what is that cost pre-tax? Okay. So it's going to give me the pre-tax eventually here. So, no, it's not giving me that right. I've got to ask it differently.
No. So why don't you ask, what does it cost to raise a child? monthly? Say a 10-year-old when they start getting expensive.
Well, it's pretty
Because
variable, but yes, there would be some statistics. But my thought is, everyone needs two vehicles because both people are working, but you can spend $2,300 a month on an extra vehicle. So one person is spending half their paycheck just to pay for that second vehicle so that both of you can go to work.
yeah, right. So lifestyle. And then that
Yes,
person's also paying for a daycare, which is going to gobble up the other half.
exactly.
So why
So
are you
the
there?
average monthly cost of a 10-year-old in mid-sized city like brand is approximately $1,400 to $1,900 a month.
Oh,
Okay.
so it almost
That
costs less
includes,
than F-150.
right? That's a big four: food, housing, utilities, clothing, and activities. So, and I
Sure.
would say that's pretty fair in all reality because, sports and everything can be so like food is about $400 a month. That's from the Canada Food Price Report 2026. Manitoba food prices are about 5% above the national average, which is actually kind of interesting. Okay. And
Yep.
this is if you're prioritizing high protein, whole foods and not junk
Right.
food, crap food. Okay.
Right.
Now, extracurriculars is the biggest variable, of course, is about $150 to $450 averaged over the year. So, I mean, hockey would be cost one thing, and like maybe YMCA camps will cost another thing, right?
Right. So
Um,
the so
so
it's fair
the
to say
this
the argument is kind of empty when it
it,
comes
it,
to, well, the cost.
It is. It is. And the reality is, it's because of a lot of choice. Okay, people are choosing to have a career too, and I get it. This is a harder decision, in my opinion, that women have than guys. Right? Guys can go for the most part. I'm going to focus on my career, make money, be a provider, and
Sure.
put the bread on the table. Right? And girls will focus on their career to a certain point in time, and then they decide to have children and family and all these things. So there has to be a sacrifice made, which guys don't particularly understand.
Well, I think that like you and I are a bit of an anomaly, right? So I can work from home,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
Kelsey's at work, and you're probably home more than Angela is, right?
It was pretty even. I think I would say Ange is actually home a little more than me. I do spend a little more time at work, but I mean, today I was home before 2.
But you can tag off.
Yes.
Okay, so
Of course, yeah,
most
we're
families can't.
always we're almost all like when it comes to our girls, we have structure in life that there's always somebody home. And now that they're a little bit older, maybe I might sneak to the gym or Ange might sneak to the gym. So there'll be like that half hour where they're kind of alone, but they're old.
That's fine. How old are they now?
Nara will be 14 and Taylor will
Yeah.
be 12 this year. So
Yeah, they're old enough. They could be home. Like
yeah,
that's easy. But I think that you look at that and people are, well, why would you do that? Well, because I want to have a family. It's like,
yeah.
why would you do that? Well, because I want to have an F-150.
The
It's whatever
question
your
is, why
reason is.
wouldn't you? Yeah. I mean, you can have everyone's going to have a different reason for choosing those choices, and you shouldn't even have to justify them other than the simple fact of this is the choice that I made. For both of us, we decided, for us, it was more important to have somebody at home. And that was the same even when my son was young. We wanted somebody home whenever we could. So he was always going to be, looked after, and somebody always at his events.
True, but you
So
got to
that's what
remember,
we did.
but the whole idea of every being, every animal, every person, every living being on the planet
Yeah.
needs to procreate. That's its duty. That's its job. That's
That's
its
the natural
function.
progression. Yes. That's the
Right.
purpose.
Its function is to create and have more babies. And the deer do it, the cows
Perpetuation of
do
the
it,
species and
yeah,
everything. Yeah.
every animal does it. And we're the only ones to second guess it.
Yes. Yeah.
Isn't that nuts? We're the only
We're
ones to
also the
second
only
guess it.
ones who decide, well, my career is more important than the continuation of the species, which is why we're at that point of civilization collapse.
Yeah, it's good to put the positive spin on it, Jay.
Yeah.
But no, I
I
think
know, right?
I do believe that we have, if people had their eyes wide open and stop putting blinders on and thinking that their point is so important that they have to make it, we'd have a much better world. Like, here's the thing, I don't give half a shit what anybody thinks. I really don't. Like, I'm professional and I am thorough in my work. Do I care what you think of me? I haven't given you a reason to think I'm an asshole, but if you think I'm an asshole, you're
Right.
going to think that no matter what I do. And that's fine.
That's
That's fine.
I think that's the thing. Like I've had like Ange and I were talking about that. I was like, yeah, I've had plenty of people that I've worked with over the years who say like he's a jerk, he's an asshole or whatever. It's like, no, you just didn't get what you felt you deserved.
Here's
That's
the thing,
entirely different.
and I was also raised with the unless you're sleeping in my bed or signing my paycheck, your opinion means very, very little. Very little. Right?
Why do people why do you care how I make my money?
I value relationships more than opinions. Does that make sense?
Yep. Yep.
If you and I have a relationship, let's just say you and I, and you do, you and I are friends.
Yep.
Let's just say you are pissed and you think that I'm an asshole for some reason. Trust me, I am going to try to correct that. Like, what happened? Right.
Right.
But if you're a stranger on the street, why do I need to? I don't care. I really don't.
I mean, geez, if you go to Winnipeg, downtown Winnipeg or something, you're going to have half a dozen people calling you an asshole, and they don't even know who you are.
And that's fine. That's fine.
Right?
If you're gonna, if you need to live your life, putting that out there, that's where you live. You live in that little box, and you're gonna be miserable in that box or happy in the box. Be happy in the box. I hope that every asshole is extremely happy. Please be happy. I hope you have a great life.
Yeah.
But what you're saying is not going to affect the
Yep.
amount of work I put into what I do. It's not going to affect how much time I spend with my family. It's not going to affect any of that stuff. So please carry on.
Yeah, go for it. I introduced my girls to a wonderful song from back in the day. It was Dennis Leary's "Asshole."
A lovely song.
Right? It's a wonderful song that really needs more airplay. You know, we should really request it.
Okay, I'll start the line. You finish the line.
Yeah.
I park my car in handicapped spaces and watch
Handicapped people make handicapped faces.
faces.
And it was just like, well, I was like, even when that came out, it was like, that isn't okay.
It's not okay, but it was gold. We all know the lyrics.
I knew people who were had disabilities. They loved that part because they thought it was so funny. They'd be like, yeah, that's I know the face that they mean. That's the face that I would make. You know,
that's what I do. Because yeah, that's exactly me. They finally made a song about me. That's fantastic,
right? But nowadays, it's just like, oh, I can't believe you said that. It's like, what? You were thinking it? It's like,
what drives me crazy. It's the people that aren't those people that are defending the people.
That's the thing. That's the thing. Like, I was telling my staff that I'm waiting for somebody to come up to me and start criticizing me on my white privilege, because then I'll be able to say to them, actually, I'm not white. You should check your privilege.
Right. Now, I'm still trying to figure out what that card does because I haven't seen the benefits of it yet.
Do you know you could actually buy a privilege card on Amazon?
God, you can go to an NDP convention.
Privilege card.
You can go to an NDP convention and get a. They had cards for it. They had cards for it. It's like I have a thing. I'm supposed to be in front of the line, and this guy talked in front of me. Like that was the most comedic shit I've seen in a long time.
You know, in all reality, like I understand the necessity of having different parties, and you know, there was a day when I felt the NDP had a lot of legitimacy. You know, when Jack Layton was around, right? Like I thought it was actually he was fighting for, you know, the good fight for the average person, you know, the union worker, the blue collar. That was fantastic. That was great. And now it's like, I don't think you guys have really understood where you're supposed to be anymore. So you're scrambling.
I do not know. You know how hard it'd be to vote right now? How hard it would be to vote right now? Although, yes, for sure, I've been conservative my whole life, but it's no longer about the average guy. It's again, it's about industry, and I understand that. But when's the last time you heard someone talk about, you know, the dude who's swinging a hammer, or the guy who's doing this, or the girl who's doing that? I'm not hearing it. It's just not happening.
When my wife and I flew to Vegas, we were actually sitting beside a gentleman, and he was the father of a conservative MLA, I guess. No, it was an MP.
Sure,
I guess. I got to up on the civics a little bit but his son had sent him to the conservative convention where they voted in the leader and such, right?
Sure.
So we had a talk, and you know, we'd ask him what his son did and everything, and he said, "Oh, my son's actually, I think he was an electrician." He said, and I said, "That's not a typical conservative person that you would think of stereotypically. You would think that would, like union worker would be more NDP and everything." And he said, they came looking for him because they're trying to find more representation in different areas so they can better represent their constituents, find good people who can be somebody that people can follow, as opposed to, you know, just the conservatives are just business mindset and money. Now they want to get, you know, the average Joe and some of the average person into the party.
Okay, so
smart.
Where would the average entrepreneur end up?
Oh, I don't know. A lot of them, like a lot of the average entrepreneur, like this is what's really different, because the average entrepreneur is completely conservative. Okay. Average,
Okay,
okay?
hang on.
Average.
Let's
But
just say I'm an entrepreneur that makes vegan soap.
and there's the but, okay? So my whole industry has always been historically very, very left. Okay. Most people
Okay.
that I know, they would vote very NDP, they would vote or green. Okay. Maybe they would go as far as voting liberal, okay,
Sure.
like a lot of them. But when COVID came around, it really did push a lot of people, okay, because there was the big narrative of trust the science and everything, and it was like all of a sudden I'm gone. Oh, he's gone.
I'm here.
There you go. Now you're on the bottom.
Something
There we
happened.
go. That's
So
where
okay,
you're supposed to be. So that's what changes. So different parties, like different fields, still have a certain slant towards one or the other, right?
see, I can't say that word. You can say that word. So okay, now let's rewind.
Are you stop harping on me?
Right, but get back to what when you said, hey, we should be talking about this today, eating your words, and you talk about Trump
Yeah.
saying he's gonna I didn't even see the story, so you said, yeah, let's talk about that. So when you have somebody who's at that rank
Yeah.
saying some of the dumbest, most ignorant shit that I can't
Okay.
even believe I'm hearing.
There's a problem.
Yeah, open that up a bit. Like, let's open that can of worms a little bit,
Yeah,
because
there's a big problem there, because there's a lot of people, like you've done surveys, anonymous surveys and stuff, right?
like, what kind of potato would be if I was a potato?
Yeah, right.
100%.
And like you would put in there, would you fight Conor McGregor?
Sure.
Yeah, sure. I'd fight him any day of the week.
For
But
2
in
seconds.
reality, you're not going to in the
No.
real world, right? So when people feel anonymous, they might answer something different. When they're
Right.
in a group, the mob wins. People
Right.
follow the group. When people feel that there is a higher power of authority saying something, that they have a little more protection to say the things that they truly mean to say.
100%. Yeah, I agree.
And that's what gets dangerous.
You were on a plane with Daniel Blakey.
Okay, cool.
Is that
I have no idea.
Doug would know?
Yeah.
But so when you mentioned that, I said, yeah, let's talk about it. We didn't get into it. So what the hell did he say? He was going to bomb the shit out of Iran?
Nuke.
Nuke? No.
Nuke. He was wanting to nuke Iran.
Here's the thing.
And I tried to fact check it, actually.
Yeah.
And there were sources that were saying, no, like this is real. And I was like, if I couldn't find any factual ones, there was some stuff that was like, no, it wasn't real. It's like, but I don't know, because it wouldn't surprise me.
It's hard to keep track of this shit anymore. Like, I'm
Right.
sitting there thinking, well, here's the thing. Let's just say, again, I went down another rabbit hole. Let's just say he did.
Yes.
And destroyed everything.
Whole civilization. Yeah.
Right. What if the whole idea was to go there and lose?
Well, that's one way to lose, that's for sure.
No, but let's just say you go in there knowing that you're not going to win, as long as no American soldiers die doing it. If they went in there to purposely lose and just destroy all the infrastructure, the entire strait, and that's the end of it, well, guess where everybody has to get their oil from?
That is one of the thoughts, but there are better ways to do it.
Just don't be there. Everything would have been fine.
You could have just left it alone. I mean, the only tangible reason, because like for the Americans, it's a lose-lose situation. Like, they can't get better. It can't get a better deal. They're not going to go boots on the ground.
What if they do? They might.
They're not going to. They quite simply because it's simply do not. The population does not have, from everything that I've seen and read, that does not have the will to enact a ground war in Iran.
No, but I mean, what you do have, and this is what I found very interesting. My mother spends her winters in Texas, and it's very red there, no doubt.
Very,
right?
Yeah.
And she's there, and she's like, it doesn't make sense, because you can see things kind of falling apart in spots, right?
Yes, very much.
No matter what, nope, we made the best decision ever, and that's fine. And again, you're definitely have your opinion, but it's no different than here, where it was a mess for a while, right?
Yeah.
And although there's a glimmer of possibility of something perhaps maybe getting slightly better,
yeah,
there are people that'll die on that hill saying, nope, this was the best thing that could have happened to us. Well,
Is it?
Maybe. Is
We'll
it?
see. Like
Again, I
3
don't put
years,
any
we'll see, right?
no, and I don't put any weight into that side. When someone says, "Well, I'm hardcore this, I'm hardcore that," then tell
Yeah,
me why. How
yeah,
is this making your life better? Is your life better today than it was 5 years ago? Yes or no?
yeah.
No? So why are you putting all your weight into somebody in an office that doesn't know your name, is not
Doesn't care about you at all.
doesn't
Yeah,
care? And what are you doing at home or in your business or in your life that's gonna make you not give a shit what's happening there?
yeah.
Because really, it doesn't matter. We just have to play by the rules that are put in front of us. So as long as we're playing by the rules, you can be as successful as you want, or you can sit there waiting for someone to make things better for you.
See, this is something that you see a lot of. People are very open to complain about how things are. Somebody needs to do something, but what they're kind of saying is somebody needs to do something, just not me. When in reality, the only person who has any actual effect on the immediate and even long-term life that you have is your own personal actions, like you as an individual, right?
Wouldn't it be amazing if people followed the advice they gave?
Well, that'd be easy. The world would be a wonderful place, wouldn't it? Right?
Right. So I want this. Well, then go make that
Go get
happen. Go
it.
for it. Please go
the
get it.
the number of times I've talked to people about that sort of thing where it's like, I just need to make some more money. It's like, okay, then go to work more. It's
Do
like, well,
that.
I don't want to do that. That's not how it works. It's like, but how do you want it to work?
Yeah, you want to raise for
Right?
what? Have you gotten better?
Right?
Are you more valuable?
Like in our career, like we're paid by the hour. So I mean that's what's great about our position is like, you have not unlimited, but you have a very high potential to earn as much money as you want.
Yep.
Of course, to an upper limit, but it's like there's a huge upside that anybody could take advantage of. Now, not everyone has that opportunity to just continue to do more and more and more, but like our field is very fortunate that way. But
I saw
everyone still has a potential to do overtime or pick up a second job or second income.
100%. Like I saw this guy, he's a lawyer, and he made a very good point. I was watching him. And if you want to get a real grasp, and this is where the employee should really think about it, right? Ask for 2 weeks off.
Yeah,
Okay. Expect it because you're entitled to it.
yeah,
Fine. Everybody's entitled. They have 2 weeks off.
yes,
However, you're also saying that this place can function quite well without me
yeah. So
for 2
how
weeks.
important are you?
How important am I?
Yeah,
Now, if you're that important, he'd have your boss have a tough time saying, God, you know what? Anyway, you could do 10 days instead of 2 weeks. Like, I
yeah.
really need you here. But if you just mark it on a calendar and it happens, that's how replaceable you are.
That's the thing. Yeah,
That's
very
how
much.
replaceable you are.
But people like this is the one thing that I've noticed. Okay, so when it comes to money, and we've had this discussion about how
Sure.
people need more financial education and learn a little
Yeah.
bit more. And I mean, they're teaching in schools, and people don't want to take the courses, which is not a big surprise. Okay,
Right.
because people when they're 14, 15 or whatever, they don't really care because it's not really on their radar.
Mhm.
But when it comes to financial education, you just have to listen to some people or go to bloody YouTube. I mean, there's lots of different things that people could do to make additional incomes, right? Like if you open your own business, like you do, like how much power did you unlock just through write-offs, right?
Oh,
That's
you're
massive
not wrong.
leverage. It's
Now,
incredible.
and when it comes to that too, when people are like, well, you're doing this and you're doing that. Well, okay. So why do I still have my chair?
Yeah.
Why do I have my chair?
Why
Answer.
wouldn't you? It's a little extra money. You enjoy it. You get to write off your garage. That's a win,
I thoroughly enjoy it, and I am a better real estate agent because I spent 25 years behind a barber chair,
Yeah. I mean,
and
it's,
I'll
it's a good
die
way
on
to
that hill.
network. How about like you can go hang out at every chamber event if you wanted to,
I
or you
don't
can
do
talk
that.
to people one by one.
Or you're talking to me, and here's the thing: I have clients that have been on both sides. They've been real estate clients and they've been barber clients,
Right.
and they know who I am, how I work, me as a human being, right? And they deal with me because of who I am, how I work, who I am as a human being, not because I put my face on a goddamn bus bench.
Right. Well, that's the thing.
Right.
You can't really tell the quality of a person based on just a picture you're going to see while you're sitting on them.
Right. And if I'm constantly trying to sell you something, and
Yeah.
this is one thing that, and it's what I find interesting. And again, going back to one of the mentors that I would say I have right now and have for the last while, lots of people in my industry, their content is selfish.
Yeah.
Buy this, come to my thing. Here's this, here's that. Yeah, but what the hell else are you?
That's the thing. People don't care like, my industry is very similar. Like if you go into their Instagram profiles, it's going to be like a crazy cat with frazzled hair that says, "I need a massage today," or something like that. That's the only post they're going to be having, as opposed to, like, what makes you you? Like, are you only represented by the job that you do, or are you an actual individual person that you can have a relationship with?
Right. Now I'm a guy who, and yes, thing, like I'm a guy who spent this much time behind a chair and I became a real estate agent, and I'm very thorough in what I do both ways. Just like a barber does not rush a good haircut.
Right.
Right. And when it comes down to what we're doing when it comes to real estate, it's the same thing. We're not rushing this. We're going to get done quickly and efficiently, but we're going to do it properly.
Right.
Like we're all dialing in here. And there's certain things that you want things to happen quickly. Yes, we want it all. We want it to happen fast. We're going to try to make that happen. But when
there's that saying, you can have it all, just not at the same time.
You can have it quicker, you can have it cheap. What do you want?
Yeah.
Right. Like someone asked me, "Hey, can you do it for less?" I can do it for more.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, what do you mean? I'm like, well, why would I do it for less?
I've literally had that. People come in and be like, "Well, how much are your appointments?" I'm like, "This is how much they are." "Well, can you do it for this price?" I'm like, "Actually, this is what I charge now." Like, "Well, you can't go up." I'm like, "Well, I can charge whatever I want."
Yeah, whatever you like.
And they go, "Well, I'm going to complain." It's like, "Okay, go talk to my boss."
Okay, and you turn around and say, "What's your complaint?"
Yeah.
But no, I think that when you there are a lot of people, accountability is one of the biggest things. And when it comes down to what we were initially talking about today, it's look in the mirror before you start chopping someone down.
Yeah.
And lots of people don't want to do that. And if you're in a miserable place in your life, then you need to talk to somebody and don't lash out on somebody who made a mistake. It happens.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
I mean, you can't, like, there's the thing. Everyone has a bad day. Everyone has a time when you're catching them at their worst. But there is always going to be a few people who wake up and go, "I'm going to ruin somebody's day today."
Right.
Yeah. Don't be that person.
No, and that's where you get your Karens of the world that are ripping the hell out of some cashier at Walmart because they accidentally didn't scan something or scan something twice. You know what? Settle down.
Yes. Calm down. You're overreacting.
Yeah. And that's where you start bringing stuff up. Say, "Listen, I'm not trying to." This is when you can hit them with all the lines. You look tired.
You look tired.
You're overacting. No offense, but you're a bitch. You people.
I'm sick of you people overreacting and looking so tired all the time.
I was just trying to help.
Yeah.
Don't take this personally, but I think you're a complete bitch and you shouldn't be in public. You can use all of these on a typical Karen. And why I'm using the typical Karen is because the people that need to lash out, especially in public, drive me up the wall.
Yes. I think that we need to start calling people out on bad behavior more often.
Right. Like I was at the grocery store yesterday. I believe it was yesterday. And I bought whatever I bought. And I had, I want to say it was like, the total came to like $21.45, whatever the hell it was. And I had $100 bill. And I gave her the 100. I gave her $101.45.
Right.
And she accidentally punched in as 145. She's giving me 20 because my goal was to get 420s back. Right.
That's fair.
So she's giving me the 320s and then a 10 and then a 5 and then 4 loonies. I'm like, no, actually, I gave you 101.45. So that should be $80 straight back. My goal was to get 420s in my pocket, not a pocket full of change.
Yeah.
And then she was like, "Oh, sorry." And then she handed me a loonie. I'm like, whatever. I got my proper change. I don't need to freak out and be like, "Don't you see what I was doing? I was trying to make sure I got less change back." Like there are people that will lose their shit over that. It was an accident. Settle the hell down. Did I get the proper change back? Yes, I did. Did she make an error when she punched in? Sure. Is it worth ruining this girl's day?
Yeah.
Because I didn't want 4 loonies, a 5, a 10, and 3 20s in my wallet? No.
For some people, it's a challenge. They enjoy it. They love it. They love just ruining somebody's day.
And they'll go back and brag about it to somebody. You know, this idiot at the pill. You know what? Settle the hell down. Okay. This person has dealt with probably worse than you today already.
Yeah. Hey, I had at the clinic once, I had this guy come in, grab the door, swing it open before we had a locked door policy.
Yeah.
Walk in, slam his hand down on the table and go, I want to talk to the manager now. And
Okay.
I just happened to be the one sitting at the desk.
Excellent.
So I stood up, and I was bigger than him. And I said, you're looking at him. And the guy takes a couple steps back. He's like, oh, okay. I'm like, yep. What do you need?
Yep.
He was very polite all of a sudden. He was like, oh, I thought it was going to be like one of the girls or the Chinese, somebody Chinese. I'm like, nope, you got me.
Right. But and here's the thing, there when you have that culture, I'm going to call it a subculture within the culture, a
Yeah.
subculture of the worst part of the culture,
Yeah. That shitty
where
culture.
the shitty culture,
Yeah.
where you need to belittle someone or cancel them somehow. Like there are people that would love to get a cashier fired. They
Oh,
would
yeah.
love it. It would
I
make
think
their
it's
day.
just look what I did. I ruined somebody else's day so well. It was
It's right up there with
fantastic.
I'll have your badge.
Oh, I pay your salary.
Do you though? I'm sure, yeah, portions of what comes out of your tax dollars pays for part of my salary for sure. However, that doesn't mean shit. And I'll tell you right now, as a boss, okay, as a you're a business owner, I've been a business owner,
Yeah.
as a boss, could you imagine telling one of your employees, I pay your salary?
That would go well.
Right?
But I have had a staff member come up to me and said, "Who died and made you boss?" I'm like,
Uh,
"Really?"
no one died yet, but I bought the place. But again, if you have that, imagine this though, a person in the public yelling at someone saying, I will, I pay your salary.
Yeah,
Like that makes a point. But if an employee said that, or if your boss said that to an employee, that employee would be like, you know what, go fuck yourself. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
yeah,
So why is it that why is it that that was probably big in the 60s, 70s, 80s, where it's like any civil servant, well, I pay your salary. You know what?
yeah,
You screwed up. I
yeah,
get it. Like, did I out dude who was like literally, dude, I'm like right here, help me out here.
yeah.
That was kind of a dick move, but I'll call that a dick move, right?
Well, here's a really good example of something that like a lot of people would get really upset about. I went to the bank once because they contacted me and they like, yeah, there's a real problem with your account. I'm like, okay, what's the issue? It's like, well, you're really in overdraft on this account.
Mhm.
And I'm like, that's weird, like hundreds of dollars on an account,
Look at me. I'm Asian. I'm good with numbers.
right? It's an account that really I'm not using, right? And so I only keep a little bit of money in there just to keep it active,
Sure.
right? And I'm like, what the heck? So I go down there and go walk in. I'm like, hey, I've got a problem with my accounts. They pull it up and they've got all these NSFs because the accounts drop below zero. So
Yeah.
then they charge me the $50, which put me below zero and
Yeah.
$50 the next month, $50, $50,
Yeah.
$50. And I was like, why is this the thing? Right.
Right.
And the girl's kind of being a little snippy at first, right? I'm like, hold on, like I'm not pissed off, but I need this fixed. Like, what's going on? And there was supposed to be money in there, but they put it in the wrong account.
Right.
Okay, so she's kind of being a little flippant about it. Well, somebody put it in the wrong account. I'm like, well, okay, I need this fixed, right? She's
Right.
like, I've got to go get the manager, right? So she walks away,
please
comes
do.
back with the manager, and I'm like, so like this is what happened, and they're like, oh, we're really sorry, that wasn't supposed to happen. And so she's going through like the back history and the backlogs and fixing it. And the girl that I was talking to, who's being a little flippant, she just went, oh, I was the one that made the mistake.
Ooh, accountability. Imagine that.
So because they're NSFs, that's a hit on credit rating
Credit.
too.
It is. Yep.
So the manager looks at me, she goes, we're going to fix all this. We're going to fix everything. We're going to get rid of those NSFs. We're going to do the corrections. Everything's going to be fine. Don't worry about it. And I was like, okay, cool, good. And so she leaves and the girl's standing there. She's like, I am really sorry. I'm like, okay, cool. Sounds good to me. And she's like,
That's it?
That's it? I'm like, yeah, it's fixed, right? She's like, yeah. It's like, well, then we're good, right? Like, who hurt you?
Yeah, I think that when people expect it to be a confrontation,
Yeah.
they're taken aback when you don't, and that's the high road. And
Right.
take the high road, and there are so many people that won't take the high road, and maybe that's the problem. have we lost our sense of, I don't want to use the word honor because that's you people have that word,
You
but
people have that
is
word, yeah.
yeah, I mean, well, it's an honor thing, right? Like that's not inaccurate. But have we lost our sense of, would you rather be seen as being just a normal, average, okay guy, or that asshole that lost his shit because there's too much ice in his latte?
Well, like, I don't know what it is. I think some people are just so disconnected with the concept of community and just like people as a whole that when something negative happens to them, it pushes them right over the edge for whatever the reason, and they lose their mind and decide, I'm going to, like, I was wronged and this is a huge offense, right? Which isn't which is not a safe place to be
It's
for
not, but
anyone.
again, that thing is what the problem with it is, that can mess with someone's business, that can mess with someone's life. A
Absolutely.
simple
Yeah.
wrong doing, like when, and I love anybody that owns their own business. I think that it's great because you're putting out that risk. I was at a shop last week and they had just opened or reopened, right?
Yeah.
And I bought a pack.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm gonna say this in the
I know
best
what business
light
you
that I
mean.
can.
Yeah, I know exactly what business you mean, but
Okay. And no, I'm happy because it's people that I know, and they reopened a butcher shop in town.
yeah, yeah,
And I went in, I didn't even look at I'm like, whatever you're selling today, I'll take the bag. Like I'll
right,
take the pack, whatever you got. I took it and I took it home and I looked, I'm like, huh, isn't there supposed to be a, okay, this got replaced with this. That makes sense.
yeah,
And of course, I got a text. She goes, how was everything? I go, it's excellent. I go, however, this wasn't in there. Was it supposed to be there? Like, unless I missed it, but I didn't even look in the
right,
bag. I didn't care. I just wanted whatever you're selling. I was going to buy because it was your opening day. And
yeah,
she goes, "Oh
yeah,
my god, no! Next time you're in, we'll make sure that it's there." I'm like, "No, don't worry about it. I wasn't saying to complain. I was just saying, hey." She goes, "Next time you're in, I'll make sure you have it." Great,
yeah,
you can or you cannot. It doesn't matter. I'm happy that you're running and everything I got was fantastic and it was excellent and
yeah,
you were busy as shit. I get
yeah,
it. I'm not worried about it. But the fact that it
yeah,
was instantly, no, 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 no. We're going to make sure. But did you get two of this instead of this? I go, yeah, it was, I got two of these. She goes, well, okay, yeah, that was in there because we ran out of this. So we gave you that instead. I'm like, hey, cool. She goes, but
that's
next
fair.
time you're in, I'll make sure you get this. Like, we're square. I,
Okay,
yeah,
yep.
you gave me more of this instead of that. And I'm fine with it.
But thanks for
Yeah.
going above and beyond because I think that's a fantastic thing when places are willing to do these things and make those different sacrifices because they just feel it's important to make the right impression right off the hop.
Right. And
Like,
here's
that's
the thing,
great.
when it was, and you're right, it was Wheat City Meats and they're fantastic. Right.
Yeah,
And I told her, I go, don't worry about it. I'm going to be there probably twice a week anyway. Like, I was probably in Tender Cuts twice a week. Like, I just went there and got stuff. I go, it
right.
doesn't matter. But I miscounted. Like, I'm looking at this, I'm like, oh, but there was more of this and less of that. It's
That's
it's
fair.
fine. Um, that's when you look at, one, customer service being absolutely great. Two, wasn't shorted, it was just replaced. Fine.
Replace. Yeah,
And
substitutions. Yes.
when she asked me for my opinion on everything, I said it was fantastic, but this wasn't in the bag. She goes, oh my God. She was mortified that it wasn't there.
Yeah.
That's fine. I'm not
Yeah.
complaining, but I will tell you, like, if someone else was losing their shit because of it, and you explained, well, I gave you this instead of that, that's fine. You guys had so many people in there, and I am proud that they were
Yeah.
that busy.
That's
And I
great.
will go
That's
back
good.
over and over and over again. So,
So here's a bad story where I overreacted.
okay.
Right, I went to a McDonald's once for breakfast.
Well,
Okay,
that's the
I
first
hit.
mistake.
I know, hitting the road though, you got to grab something, right?
Right.
So I get it, go through the drive-through, come up to the sign, and I'm sitting there. I'm sitting
Mhm.
there. No intercom, nothing is coming through.
Sure.
Okay, and I'm like, what the hell's going on here? I'm looking at the clock and like they're still open, right?
Uh-huh.
Nobody's answering. Finally, door opens, person runs out. I'm like, oh, okay, so they're having intercom problems.
Sure.
That's fair. No, is they flipped the sign from breakfast to lunch
While you were waiting there?
while
Okay.
I was sitting there. I'd been there for like 10 minutes.
Right.
So I was like, whoa, 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 hold on here. I was ordering breakfast and they're like, oh, sorry, it's lunchtime. And then the intercom comes up. It's like, hello, welcome to McDonald's. And can I help you? And I was like, no, slammed it in drive and peeled away. And I was pissed to the point, like, my wife was like, oh my God, are you
That's what you
okay?
that's what you
But I was,
get for
but
coming
I
in
was
right
like,
before lunch
no.
starts.
But I was like, this isn't okay. This is like going into a restaurant, sitting at the table. They give you the menu. You
Yeah.
wait there. Your server's ignoring you for 10, 15 minutes. Then
Right.
they come back, take the menu out of your hands and go,
Here's the other
nope,
menu.
it's this one now.
Well, here's a funny one. And talking about the golden arches, Kelsey, who she barely ever orders shit like this, but I guess she had a craving one day. She
Right.
went for a blizzard, I think, or whatever their thing is. What's their thing?
I don't know what they're called.
It's like a blizzard. It's
A
the same idea.
flurry? Is it a flurry?
Sure. So she went in there and she was at the drive-through and she goes, yeah, like a whatever McFlurry.
Right.
And they're like, our ice cream machine is down.
Of course, right?
She's like, fuck, okay. And
It's like a bad joke, isn't it? Eh?
she's still in the lineup. Okay. And she sees the person in front of her. Hey, Steve's in. She sees the person in front of her get handed a goddamn ice cream cone.
Oh no.
And she pulled up, she's like, you just told me did that thing break the machine? But it was like, fuck you and your machine. She was not livid, but she was like, you know what? I want what I ordered because clearly your shit's working.
Yes.
Yeah. So it happens. I mean, is it worth losing your mind about? That day, probably she had a craving and she wanted it, and it was right in front of her. Like, sorry, the ice cream machine's down. Someone hands a goddamn sundae or ice cream cone to the person in front of them. Like,
that I would be pissed off about that too. But I would like the reason I was pissed off would be the same reason your wife would be pissed off, is because there's no correcting that. We can't complain. You can't contact the head. You can't contact the restaurant and say, hey, look, I don't need free stuff, but this is what was wrong. Right. And it sucked. And
they'll never get corrected because they're not.
And they'll never get corrected. They'll be like, do you want some free food? No, I don't want any free food.
No, I wanted that when I wanted it. But again,
I wanted to give you money. That was the point.
And the thing is, I worked in service industry for a long time. I was a waiter, I was a bartender, I did all that shit, right? And if it's busy in a restaurant and someone doesn't get back with a drink right away, I don't care.
Yeah.
I get it. I understand how busy you're. If you've never worked in the service industry, actually, if you've never worked in the service industry,
you should.
I highly recommend either you do or you shut it when it's busy and your coffee is getting cold. Okay.
Yes.
It happens. But I've also had it where my meal comes and the appetizers didn't show up.
Yes.
Now, I know that you didn't punch them in. I get that. Yeah. I've been busy where you take your appetizer and your drink order, you get the drinks out, then they're ordering dinner and you put that in and you forgot to get the appetizer because the cooks are cooking it as it shows up on their chits. They're not skipping the appetizers. And I've had it where like, oh yeah, sorry. I'm like, listen, don't blame the kitchen. I get it. You probably didn't punch them in. Just take them off the bill. We're good. I'm fine. I don't want my apps now that I'm eating my steak. And that's fine. There are people that will lose their shit. Like, well, I want that comped. Why? Do you really need your matzo sticks after you eat your meal?
Right.
Like, settle down a bit.
We went to one place. I won't even say who it was because it turned out to be a pretty bad experience overall.
Sure.
And we ordered an appetizer. I got a drink. My wife got a drink. Girls got drinks, Cokes or whatever, and we ordered the food, right?
Yeah.
So drinks came, appetizer came, and then we noticed our server was avoiding us.
Okay.
It was like, it's kind of weird. So we're trying to catch her attention, and she's purposely walking away from us, avoiding her table, not making eye contact. And we're looking at our watches, going like, "This is 45 minutes here. This wasn't a complex order."
Yeah.
Didn't well, worse. So we're trying to flag her down, and she's avoiding us entirely. I'm like, "Hey, this is not only rude but kind of weird." So we flag someone else down. I'm like, "Hey, like, what's going on? Like, we have no food, we have no server, we don't know what's going on."
Right.
So she goes and starts talking, and the other server, it's not that she didn't put it in, she lost the whole order.
It happens. Come back and own it.
Well, what do? You own it, right? So we're like, what? Like, okay. So then the manager comes back and says, okay, and we could hear, oh, I lost the order. It's like, what do you mean? Why didn't you say something, right? So the owner comes back. It's like, your order is being lost. Can we redo it? And we're going to comp you everything here. And we're like, no, like, we'll we order these items. We'll get these. They're like, and there's no charge for anything. I'm like, no, that's not right. We don't want no charge. I don't want to not pay. Right. Because it's easy for you as a manager to say no charge because it's not your business. It's not your money.
Right. So would you go, and that's the thing, there are people that will go on blast to social media wherever they can have their voice be heard and
Yeah,
try to sewer a restaurant. Here's the thing, and I'll say this out in the wild. If you bitch about a restaurant and I still love their matzo sticks, I'm still going to
yeah,
get them. You,
yeah,
you, you blasting it doesn't do shit. And why? The
yeah,
waitress had a bad day or accidentally screwed up. So what? It's not
yeah,
the end of the world. It's when someone's blatantly not doing their job or the shit.
yeah,
And obviously it doesn't give a shit. That's a different thing. She
yeah.
was too scared to say something, I'm guessing, because she fucked up.
I guess so. So that server didn't work with us anymore. The manager came and did all the order.
Sure.
They insisted on comping the meals, and we insisted on paying.
Yep.
So we ended up getting the meal partially for the free because they would have nothing of it. And I was like, well, I'm paying for my booze, I'm paying for the drinks, I'm paying for these
Yeah.
things. And even after that, the server came back and said, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Like it got stuck to the bottom of something else." I was like,
Sure.
"So now you're gonna lie? You're changing the story that both of you guys had told us already."
Again, that's a different story. Like, and again, if you've never worked in service, it's really hard to say anything about it. And when that happens, and it happens, sometimes it happens.
What
Do I want
is?
it free? The only time I've ever had, I think the only time to the best of my knowledge, where I can remember complaining about a meal,
Yeah,
like complaining about a meal, because I don't complain. I'll eat it.
you
If it
never
tastes like
complain about your
shit,
food. You never
no.
complain about food.
If it tastes like shit, I ordered something I shouldn't have ordered because I don't like what it tastes like, which is
Yeah,
rare. But I remember I was at a restaurant, and for some reason I ordered like a 90-year-old man. I said, "Ooh, I'm gonna have pork chops." I've never ordered pork chops at a restaurant ever in my
right.
life. And I got them, and it tasted, that freezer burn taste? It's like
Yeah, yeah.
something's
This
off here.
isn't good. Yeah,
Anyway, and Kelsey has her meal, and I said, "Listen, I hate to complain. This is not your fault. It's not even the cook's fault.
yeah,
It was in the freezer, and who the hell orders these on a regular, really?"
yeah,
I go, "These taste a little freezer burn." And they were like, "Well, no, 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 we're gonna comp everything." I'm like, "That's fine." She go, "Would you like something else?" I'm like, "Nah, Kelsey's already halfway through a meal. I'm good. I'm fine."
yeah,
Did they take that? Sure, they took it off the bill, and then they were gonna comp the whole thing. I'm like, "No, she's still eating her meal. This is
yeah,
not your fault. It was a simple, hey, you know what? Take that shit and throw it out." That's all
yeah.
it was. Did I go on blast? Did I tell everybody that this was garbage? No, it's one of those things that nobody orders that shit on a regular. If you how about this? If you order a, if you ordered, what's something that is barely ever ordered at a restaurant? They're digging out of the
Liver,
bottom. Right. If
liver.
you if
There
you
you go.
ordered liver and it wasn't quite great, you know that you ordered something that happens once a month there.
That's the thing. That's the thing. Like it shouldn't even be on the menu. That's the thing that I really feel like a restaurant should only focus on what they're good at, not necessarily what their people want. So if you
However,
have one dude who comes in for liver and onions once a week, it's like you can't really give them the best quality food. So you should just not have that thing there.
I would only argue because if you're good at it, people are ordering it. Like I remember going to the tavern back when the tavern was actually nice,
Yeah.
and I ordered liver and onions once, and it was awesome. I ordered it
Really?
at the restaurant. I'm like, I'm gonna order it. What the hell? I haven't had this since I was a kid. I ordered it, and it was so good. I'm like, damn, that's really good.
But that's different because obviously they have a large enough number of people who order it that's
Yeah,
worthwhile keeping it on the menu, right?
right. So if you do it well, it's gonna be good. But sometimes shit happens, like a freezer burn pork chop or whatever. I'm not gonna lose my mind over it. That's fine.
Yeah. It's like
It's a
that
weird thing to
movie.
order.
What was that movie where like the dad is super tired? He goes get diapers and he orders wizard fingers, right?
Oh,
What was that?
yes. It was Tom Cruise's kid.
Yeah, yeah. No, it wasn't
Colin
Tom Cruise's kid. It
Colin
was Tom
sorry,
Hanks.
Hanks.
Yeah,
Tom Hanks. Colin Hanks.
yeah,
And it was, yeah, the old hot dogs that are still on the rotisserie at 2 in the morning.
yeah, yeah. So
Yeah, Wizard
those
Fingers.
are indications that you should never order. Obviously they don't move very well, so you shouldn't ever eat those things.
Dude, people are buying hot dogs at 7-Eleven all the time. And
Yeah,
people
I
are
know.
buying taquitos there. Like honestly, and I hate to say this, but as far as the taquito goes, I was introduced to the taquito through 7-Eleven, and everything pales in comparison to a 7-Eleven taquito when it comes to taquitos. Because I don't even
Well,
know
I
where you can
mean,
get a good one.
to be fair, they are cooked fresh.
Kind of.
They're ish, right?
They're cooked frozen.
Well, that's yes, yes. And I didn't say homemade.
No, they're not hand
They
rolling
say
potatoes at
homemade,
7-Eleven.
like there's no way. I mean, those things are basically M&M meat shops just in a larger size.
Right, and I remember getting fancy with it and getting the, a cup of the hot nacho cheese
Oh,
and
fancy,
dipping those.
sophisticated. Yes,
You
you have your
dip those
pinky up while
bastards.
you're dipping it in there too, eh?
Pinky
So,
up and
yeah,
chasing it with a Slurpee.
yeah, yeah.
But no, I
That's
think
quality.
I do think though when you look at how oversensitive people are, I'm not saying you shouldn't care about what people say. Sure, if someone says something ignorant, call them out. But if you deal with them one on one, you're going to get a better response and a much better. If you're trying to ruin someone's life, you'll call them out on you'll blast them on publicly.
Yes,
If you
exactly.
want the problem to be solved, then you're going to deal with the person individually.
Exactly, because you
Right.
want actually a solution as opposed to just an emotional outburst.
Right. And again, it all depends on what they pick out of the story, however it's put out there. When I talked about that little thing that pissed me off the other day, well, guy,
Yeah,
dude, I'm right here. Just stop. Give me a second. That's
that's the
all I
thing.
need.
I mean,
There's
like
been customers that stop.
we've had Google reviews where people have blatantly lied. So it's like seriously.
Oh, the reason that I don't do that, I don't have that. And in my industry, they've said you should really have one. I'm like, why? I
Yeah,
go, all I need is some ignorant dick who's in the same industry as me
yeah,
blasting it in 1 star on the shit of me. I'm not going to do that. If I was hard to find, if I was one of 10 million John Smiths, then probably have one.
right,
But I'm not. And my reviews are strong and they're good. So I'll keep them where they are. I don't need to have it on Google.
right, right. I really find, in all honesty, the reviews are quite simply not worth it anymore. Okay, because too many people are going to use it to get some sort of righteous revenge that they feel they're owed. Right?
Yep.
It doesn't help.
Well, I don't even like leaving them. Like if someone says, "Hey, could you leave a review on my business?" Sure, 100%. But when I get the, "Hey, you're popular," that thing that happens on your
Yeah,
Google, you were here, leave a review. I'm like, I don't really want to. I'm good. It was good. I'll go back there over and over and over again, and that should be enough for them to be like, "Hey, you're satisfied with what we do."
right.
But you throw a 2 on there or a 1 or a 3, like either 5 stars or nothing.
I don't even think people should give a 5 star in many like when I I give 5 stars if I like it. So I'm kind of a hypocrite when it comes to that. But if I'm looking for reviews, I don't tend to look at the 5 stars, okay? Because most
No,
people default to the five.
yeah, you want the
Okay.
3. See what
I look
happened.
at the three, but I also want to see the one. Okay. Because
Yeah.
the 1 stars, I like seeing how irrational people are. They'll go to like a Super 8 or something motel and be like, it wasn't the quality wasn't what I was expecting. It's like,
It
well,
was
what
98
were you
bucks. What do you
what were you
expect?
expecting? The free breakfast was just eggs. It was like, well, hard boiled eggs. It's like, well, it is a free breakfast. What do you expect?
Yeah, it's included. You're fine. Like settle down. But
Yeah.
I do think
So
the ones are a good opportunity to, let's say it's legit. And you're like, holy shit, what happened here? It's a great
yeah.
opportunity to reach out and be like, what can we do to fix this?
But like I've had negative reviews. I've got a couple on my like business accounts, and
Yeah.
the problem with a lot of them is you can never get them down. You can't take them down, right?
No.
Even if like I've got a bunch on Facebook, and I'm like, you're not even in this country. Like,
Yeah,
who are you?
there's
And they
that.
won't take them down, right? It's like
And
this shouldn't be here.
this goes right back to again what we started talking about. It's like, what's your end game when you try to cancel a business, cancel a person, get someone in shit for things that maybe it's true, but did you give a chance to fix it?
No, people don't want that a lot of times. Like a lot of people just want to be they just want to be righteous. Like I put an end to it. I did what I could to make sure that this would never happen again to somebody else. I'm going to be that martyr and protect the
Sure.
world. It's
Sure.
like,
Please do.
sure, go for it. Have at it.
I
Like
think so.
doing the Lord's work there, guys. Like, come on.
No. I
But
think that I do believe that you get further along being nice and kind than being an asshole. If you
yep,
have something you need to say it. I'll say it. I don't have a problem saying it. Like again, I said my thing and I need to say it. I'm like, you know what, dude,
yep, yeah.
please. Right. Um, however, if you can fix the problem, fix the
Why
problem.
wouldn't you fix it? Why do you want to carry that anger? Like
Well,
I haven't given negative reviews on social media or like on the new business pages. I mean, I would like to on a few, but it's like, what's the point? It's like I don't want my name attached to that.
Right. Now, I
Like I
do
don't
also
want that.
no, but when you look at someone taking something the wrong way or only
Yeah,
picking the parts out that they want to hear or whatever's going to boost them when clearly there were other issues, that's where we get in trouble. That's where, again, you look at even these things that people say that have gotten them in absolute shit. Like,
yeah,
why is it that saying something like, where was it? We go over quotes of people that said stupid shit. That was it stupid or was it accurate? If it was accurate,
yeah,
then you're wrong, and like the person is wrong that they're talking about, and
yeah.
accept that you're not awesome. I know that I suck at a lot of stuff. I get it. I suck at a lot. Everybody sucks at stuff. We all do, right?
Well, I mean, that's the only way to get good is to be really bad for a while.
Well, yeah, losing is okay. Losing is
Yeah,
fine. If you lose, you lose. And there's nothing wrong with that. And take your hits, learn from what you lost at, and move forward. But if you're going to sit there and lick your wounds for the next 3 years, bitching about the fact that everybody cheated me and this is the
yeah.
problem, how
You
is
know,
that getting ahead?
here's a fun thing you could do if you're ever bored: is you go find the first negative review, then go onto that person's profile and see how many other negative reviews they've put on different businesses.
There's probably a lot.
I've gone into a few and it's just like, you're a negative son of a bitch, aren't you?
Well,
Like
here's the
there's
thing.
nothing good in your life.
I would dread the idea of walking into a business or a public space where I clearly was an asshole.
Yeah,
Clearly. No grounds, just decided I was going to blast.
yeah,
And face the person, right? And they're like, "Hey,
yeah,
you said this about me.
yeah,
Why?" Well, because you should have done better. Well, they didn't.
yeah,
And you still have to live where you live, and you still have to face people that you face, and you still have to be able to say, "Hey, hi," put your hand out and shake a hand.
yeah,
Now, I wouldn't, without having some sort of real good enough reason to say something, say anything. Have
yeah,
I? Rarely, rarely. But do I think that there are people that their lot in life is to fuck someone's day up?
yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely.
See, if I have a conflict with a business,
Yep.
I just won't go there again.
Yeah. Even
It's
if you have
very
great model
simple.
fits.
Yeah, exactly. Like I've had a conflict with a business. They lost their minds on me on text message over something that was, I still don't understand it.
Sure.
But the owner got mad at me and just lost her mind about stuff. And I was like, "What are you mad about? I hadn't done anything." It just kept on going. And it was like, "Okay, have a nice life." And I have never been back. My kids are like, "Can we go there?" I'm like, "Nope, sorry."
Oh, really?
Yep. I'm
Is
like,
it
"Nope, I will not go there."
is it a local
So
business?
yeah, yeah, it is. Yeah. So I just
What
won't go
what
there anymore, which
what
is
is
fine.
it? Just text it to me. I'm
Oh,
curious.
I'll tell you about that later. So, but yeah, I was just like, no, I just won't be associated with that business whatsoever. I won't cater to them. I won't buy anything, and my family won't go there either.
And that's got to be a deep cut for that to be it.
Oh, it was pretty bad. Yeah,
Right.
but
So you're
hey,
pretty forgiving,
that's just
and
how it is.
right, but I think both of us are pretty forgiving with stuff. And there's human error, I get it. But for you to dig in your heels, like, nope, I'm
Yeah.
never going back there again because of X. Holy shit, I would hate to
Hey,
see what they did to
I've
you.
I've
Who
been to
hurt you?
place.
Who
I've
hurt
been
you,
to
Jay?
exactly. I'll tell you about that sometime. But like I've had things where I clashed with business or people or whatever, and it's like I've gone there still, and I'll talk to them and it will kind of make up and just whatever. But then
Mhm.
there's sometimes I'm just like, yeah, no, I just won't ever go back. I'm fine with that.
Well, and I've had people in my industry, not the hair industry, but the other industry,
Right,
where clearly what you're doing is not right.
right,
Not
right.
right. I know I'm gonna have to deal with them again. It's gonna happen. We're gonna deal with
Well,
it.
inevitably, yes.
Now, how cautious will I be every time going forward? Very.
Yeah, yeah.
And I will fine tooth comb the shit out of everything. Why?
Well, you're
Because I
not
know
going
what
to
you did the
make that
last time.
mistake twice. Yeah, exactly. You're not
No.
going to make, yeah, screw up once, that's fine, but it's not going to happen again. So,
Yeah, you screw up once, but you were dealing with six-figure items and you tried to do this. Okay. I'll
yeah,
remember that.
don't want my
And
name attached to that. It just really comes down to that. I don't want to be a part of that.
no, but I do think that for the most part, we need to get off these being so oversensitive that you would be willing to crush someone's life because you took something the wrong way.
Yep.
So dumb.
Vengeance doesn't look good on anybody.
No, but I'm a lot like you. I'm very dismissive. So we're just done. We're done.
Yep.
We're done. I
Yep.
will not darken your doorway again.
It's just a lot easier to be like, okay, see you later. Have a good life.
But here's the other thing, though. You and I both know plenty of people in town.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
And I will be willing to bet that you've shared your story at some point in time with somebody, which is
Oh,
fine.
of course. Yeah.
Of course. So the ripple effect of that is much better and more effective than the shotgun blast on social media.
I completely agree, because now you're dealing with, instead of random people who are jumping to agree or disagree with whatever might be said, now you're dealing with people that trust you.
They trust you, and they know that you wouldn't bullshit or make something up for any other reason. So no, I think that we have, if you had to say it face to face, you wouldn't say it that way you said it. Right. And trust me, the other morning, if the dude would have stopped, I mean, come on, like it would have been a conversation right then and there.
Yeah, exactly.
And, which is fine. But I think that we hide behind our tech. We hide behind our text messages. We hide behind even a fake account, which a lot of people bitch through a fake account. Right.
Yeah.
And if I think that what you did was so bad that I need to ruin your life, there better be a criminal charge attached to it that I could say, listen, this person needs to be charged with this because it's that bad.
Yeah.
If it's not, then relax.
Chill out, move away from it. Right.
I know. No, I think that we, for the most part, people accidentally say stupid shit because we're dumb. We're all idiots. That's
everyone has those days, right?
Of course they do. Now, do you honestly think that anybody in, whether it's service, business, whatever, is purposely trying to fuck things up?
Nope.
No. So just ask, what's the problem? Like, if there's an issue, let me see if I can fix it. If you have let's just say you're stuck on the road, okay, and it's a blizzard, and your tire blows or whatever, and you, for some reason, don't know how to change a tire because no one taught you right.
Because you're Gen Z.
Sure. So you're sitting on the side of the road and you're pissed because it's 3 hours before you get a tow truck.
Yeah.
Bro, you're one of 80 on the road.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How can you be pissed off? You're there, and maybe learn how to change a tire. How about that?
It's just what it is. Welcome to life. Sometimes you get a bad hand, but let's get serious. Sometimes you're in control of these things too, right?
Of course. And this could have gone better if you were more prepared before you got on the road. There's that. People are ill prepared. People don't know how to do things. If you don't know how to change a tire, you probably shouldn't be driving a car.
Yep.
So
logically, I get certain things that, like you should be able to put gas in the car. You probably don't need to know how to change a head gasket.
But you should know how to check the oil. You should know how to check the fluids. You should know how to you should know how to boost a battery.
I agree. It's surprising how many people don't know how to do that, even though the directions are right on there.
Blows the shit out of my mind that somebody can't boost a battery.
Yeah.
Right. But that's what happens when you live on warranty from 16 till
that is true. Yeah.
Right. So if you don't know how to do something that you probably should know how to do, don't bitch because it's taking you a long time to get someone else to do it.
Well, that's the thing, right? So you just be grateful that someone else is there to do it.
There are times when I'm absolutely blown away that I get service quickly. I'm like, really? Oh, thanks. That's awesome.
Well, I mean, there's the thing. Sometimes you're just like, wow, that really worked out pretty good.
It did. Be pleasantly surprised instead of quickly pissed off.
Yeah. I agree.
But no, I do think that we need to, everybody needs to ease up just a little bit. You're going to fuck up someone's day or their job.
Yeah.
Could you imagine going to a grocery store, buying something, and heaven forbid they put your steaks in the same bag as your laundry soap or something dumb like that, and getting someone fired because they accidentally screwed up? Now that person's not going to be able to pay their mortgage. Now their kids aren't going to be like, you don't understand the ripple effect of the shit you're doing. You don't care.
But they felt so good about it, right?
Like,
why would you feel good ruining someone else's life? I mean, there's enough people out there who purposely go out to do these sort of things too.
Of course they do. Like where was I? Oh, I one Christmas Eve, a neighbor slid into my truck because I had my truck
Okay.
parked in front of the house before I won the driveway.
Right.
And I come on, I'm like, holy shit, are you okay? This person looked at me like they thought I was going to tear him out of the driver's seat. I'm like, whatever. I go, it's slick. I go, shit happens. I go, have you got your insurance? Yeah. Okay. Done. That's it. I'm like,
Yeah.
what more do you want me to do?
Yeah. I mean, that's why we have insurance. Like, why would it matter?
Right. But people are expecting someone to flip out now. Isn't it
Yeah.
amazing how we are no longer just gentlemanly?
Yeah. People lost civilized behavior, and now it's almost like they turn into some sort of aggressive. I'm gonna fix it myself sort of thing, right?
Right. And I think that we expect the worst out of people, which is insanity.
Yeah.
We expect it. We expect someone to lose their shit. We expect
Yeah.
someone to blow a gasket because someone slid in on super slick ice.
Yeah.
Shit happens. I'm not going to be pissed.
Exactly.
Was I pissed? I was like, fuck. Like I had to go somewhere at that moment. I was like,
Yeah. Because
really?
it's kind of like, ah, crap. Really? Now of all times? Now?
Right. Now, if someone was hammered and they ran into my car, I'd be like, you asshole.
Well, that's different. You know, if
It's
person
different.
is, yeah, it's entirely different at that point in time because it's like, well, okay, now this could have been avoided. You were being unsafe. You're lucky you didn't run into my kid.
Right. But that an accident's an accident. Preventable shit's preventable shit. But there's a difference. And would you ruin the person's life by blasting that John Smith ran into my truck and I could smell booze on his breath?
Yeah, no, not even
No.
worth it. At that point in time, it's like, look, I think you've done enough damage to yourself.
Exactly. No, I don't know. What do you think, Jay? I think I think that people need to ease up a bit. People need to just understand that people have bad days and sometimes they're not perfect, but neither are you.
I think people just really need to calm down and stop overreacting.
They look tired.
Yeah, they look tired.
They do.
Anyway, I got to run,
Yeah.
man. I've got to get
So
to
do I.
bed. So,
All right. I got work to do tomorrow. So, hey, guys, thanks for hanging out. And yeah, have a good weekend.
have a
And
good
I
weekend.
didn't ask about Cobble, but I will the next time I talk to you.
Perfect.
All
Happy
right,
to
buddy.
talk.